Oh, now he's got the rear naked choke.
He got it. That's rear naked, right? That's called the rear naked. He's naked now, bitch. That's the rear naked. Naked. You better tap. Is you gonna tap out? Let's tap. Tap, bitch. Tap, bitch. I need you to tap. You ever see the movie Taps? Huh? You ever see that movie Taps? Well, you about to see it now, bitch. Tap out. Tap, tap. Tap, tap. Tap, tap. Tap, tap. Tap, tap.
Wow.
Came out of it.
Survived.
He came out of the tap, baby.
Hey, you gotta give him. Hey, he's got that spirit.
Hey, Corey got spirit, man.
He got spirit, but spirit is not gonna get it done here, unfortunately.
He got spirit.
Generation, are you excited about it all?
What up, everybody, and welcome back to yet another Sound of Violence podcast. This is Pulver coming at you live. No, we're not live, and this is not a Fighter and the Kid bit. And we are on, I don't know, episode 42, I think?
42. Yep.
Speaking of which, that is my co-host in this madness. We got Chris Medaffer in the house.
Back here
bro?
yet again.
That's right, we made it. It's officially hot as shit in this room again. The fucking... I need to figure out some kind of fan situation because the fucking heat in here.
I almost feel like
in
put
the
like
summer,
an ice pack on the back of my neck
for
right now.
real. We should just be lying in beers. Not like in the can still.
See, what I just thought of right now, if I was smart, I'd have a device where I just plug this beer can I just opened. It rests in the back of my neck, but I have a straw from it. Terrible idea drinking beer with a straw, but it would work.
And a beer that'll become warm super quick.
Yeah.
So you have to be like, you need a beer... You know what? Why don't we just have Camelbacks full of beer for this show, Chris?
Sure.
We've made a horrible mistake not immediately doing that. Anyway, we should mention this week's show is unofficially brought to you by St. Archer Brewing Company's Hoppy Pilsner.
Fucking
which
solid.
Is really good. And also, I should say, it's also brought to you by Four Sons Brewing Surf City Pale Ale, which is pretty alright.
And for those who appreciate... sipping on the cheap beer in life, we also have Keystone for if we're feeling a little more white trash.
Yeah, Keystone for when you want beer that tastes like cold.
Yeah, that's it.
Just tastes like cold.
And grape aftertaste.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
me.
That's, which I'm still not sure about.
I don't know why.
Anyway, now that we've rambled about all the beers we have, if you guys have not heard the show previously, we talk about the recent MMA podcasts that have come out and which ones you should be checking out. And then we also talk about the previous week's fight cards and the following week's fight cards, which we're actually recording this on a Friday, which is kind of weird. Now, we don't do a lot of Friday recordings. We do every once in a while. And it has made last week's card feel like it was a month ago.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's the Dana White Tuesday Night Contender series that's doing it to me.
I think so.
But that and all the news cycle with fucking just so much shit happening in MMA leading up to Conor and Floyd. Like that plus 214 talk plus...
That whole press tour, 214 talk. We got Long Island
this weekend.
Talk
tomorrow.
of The Ultimate Fighter 26 coming up.
Yup. There's just a lot of news, I feel like, right now. UFC loves drowning you during the summer in MMA news. So why don't we go ahead and kick it off in our regular format. If you guys didn't know, in the first segment we go through and we break down the MMA podcast you should be listening or you should check out, the podcast you should skip, and the podcast you can't miss of the week. We also have a new one that we're doing, which is a new podcast that I listen to, which I'm going to start having to assign some to Chris as well. So look for those here coming up. But why don't you get us into our first one? What podcast? What MMA podcast do you think people should check out this week?
Well, I was weird and forgot to write half the notes that I should have.
It happens.
But just from remembering...
Taking notes on podcasts is a weird thing to have to, like, it's a weird process.
A solid one I listened to this week, I reckon might catch this. is 5 rounds with Brett Okamoto. I enjoyed this episode.
Which one was that?
He had Eddie Alvarez in studio.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Oh, he got Eddie a salad.
Yes, because Eddie says he can only train currently once a day, and his diet is very, very strict. I think he said he was starving because he just came back.
Yeah, he said he hadn't eaten all day.
And he came back from jiu-jitsu with Ricardo Almeida or someone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so he got him like a kale salad with chicken or something like that, and like a green fucking
sounds fun
drink.
But yeah, they I like this episode. They were discussing potential matchups for the future. Paul Felder, great performance against Stevie Ray Vaughan.
And great performance in the Dana White Tuesday Night Contender Series commentary as well this week. I was super impressed. I actually tweeted out during the show. I was like, man, the UFC went 2 for 2 on color guys with Eve Edwards and Paul Felder commentating. And then I reread that tweet. I was like,
oh, color guys.
Oh God! After rereading that, I really should have used the word commentator, and Eve Edwards liked both of those. So shouts out to Eve.
As long as you didn't say colored.
No, I said color, but still.
Yeah, they know.
And Paul Felder's white, but still, I felt like after I read it, and I was like, I should tweet something back to myself about this, so it's on the record. So.
Hey, it does sound funny if you say it fast.
Yeah.
But,
so luckily, Eve Edwards liked both of those and didn't try to assault me.
The one fight Brett mentioned that I think would be really cool too is Paul Felder versus Al Iaquinta. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah. It would be. I don't see that as a fight that Al takes.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't.
I don't think Al gives a fuck about that fight.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Al gives a fuck about a lot of fights, but like...
I think he'd rather fight Mike Perry at welterweight.
I think he'd rather fight a lot of people than Paul Felder. So I don't... Like, Paul Felder is not easy to take down, and like, it's gonna be an ugly fight. Like, there's... And like... They're both East Coast dudes. Like, I don't know. I just don't see it.
Yeah, like one's from Philly, right? Isn't Felder
Yeah, I think
Philly?
something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Either way, they were talking about that. I wouldn't be against that fight. I don't know really what's next for Paul Felder. I know he's a lightweight. I think he's ranked. He's got to be top 10. No, he's probably top 12.
Who did he just beat? Stevie Ray? Yeah, he's definitely top 15.
Yeah, I think he's like number 11 or 12.
I haven't looked at it. I don't look at the fucking rankings because they're imaginary bullshit anyway.
Yeah, it's just whatever. They praised Cynthia Calvillo, who fights that Team Alpha Male.
Everybody loves Cynthia Calvillo.
Decision victory over Joanne Calderwood.
Yep.
As far as what's next for Calvillo, I remember you were just mentioning to me they're probably going to give her like a killer at strawweight.
I don't know if it's going to be her next fight, but like...
Eventually, probably by the early next year.
Probably, and she's not far off from mollywhopping Paige on the ground.
Yeah, I can see that.
That fight seems like it's going to be real one-sided, unless Cynthia gets head kicked.
Ooh, yeah.
But...
Yeah, because they did say she needs to work on her stand-up a little bit, which will come with time.
And if you want
experience.
If you want like a UFC on Fox headliner, that sounds like the level of UFC on Fox headliner. Actually, I say that's the one they've been going with lately because they love throwing 2 chicks on the main event on Fox in the last couple. However, now that I say that, well, I think this weekend's card is on Fox too.
Yeah, it is.
But they're about to try to renew that TV deal. So I bet you they're going to put some big bang, like, top fights on those Fox cards for the next
Yeah,
little
or if it's on an FX, they usually like to put, like, a big one, because sometimes it switches to... Well, FX
yeah, but especially Fox, though, like, since they're going to try and renew that TV deal or get a better TV deal, you know they're going to put some big names. Like, I think the last time they had to renew, or right before they were about to, I think, or when they just did, one of those was one of the Kane fucking JDS fights.
That's right.
I think it was the one where Kane got mollywopped because of his name.
They said, Santiago Ponzinibbio, great victory over Gunnar Nelson. I know there was that big eye poke that definitely was a factor, at least in my opinion.
Oh, which one? There was like 4.
Yeah, the more noticeable one.
Again, you're going to have to point it. The one with the thumb or the one with the fingers?
The one right before he got knocked the fuck out.
Okay, so the thumb one.
Where
it
was
like,
the thumb.
Where he straight up, as people were calling it, fish hooked his eyeball.
I get it. Ponzinibbio, of course, you're not going to say, I won that fight because of an eye poke, because no one should say that about themselves.
And I still, people were talking a lot of shit. I don't think it was intentional. I think he was trying to just push him off to get space, but it looks bad.
Brett says he's definitely promising welterweight. I agree. He says he doesn't think he does anything outstanding yet as far as any of his. I mean, I think, what is outstanding though? It's pretty subjective.
Yeah, and Brett's also one of those dudes who I'm not gonna call him almost casual because he definitely knows the sport, but he only follows big names. He's not writing, as far as I know from Brett, he's not following fucking Invicta or RFA, or actually he might even follow LFA cards, but I doubt he's following Invicta or Victory MMA cards or shit like that.
Yeah, he said Chris Weidman will always be a draw for New York cards. Yes, he will, because he's a New York guy. He's still a big name in that division.
And I agree with him that he's not absolutely gonna get kicked out if he loses this fight.
Exactly. Yeah, he said it's not do or die for him at all. Gastelum has a very high ceiling. Brett thinks that he's going to struggle against a top middleweight like Weidman because Gastelum is undersized. Yes, that is true. He is undersized for that weight class.
And that was a good point.
This will be a very big test for Gastelum.
For sure. This is the thing that tells us whether or not Gastelum and Romero is the fucking fight to make.
Because I don't even know if Gastelum could even really go back to
Romero. Why did I go Romero?
Rockhold, probably?
Nope.
No, because
Whitaker is the one I was looking for.
Yeah, because Whitaker's 6'1", 6'2".
Because I've always said Whitaker and Gastelum would be such a fucking fun fight because they have kind of similar styles.
And they were both formerly welterweights too.
Yeah, and they have super good counter wrestling, kind of similar style.
Fast hands.
Both super fast
boxing,
hands, super sharp. I think it'd be an awesome fight.
Yeah, that'd be a great fight. Gastelum is still yet to be tested. That's why we said this is literally the fight that determines his potential and future in that division.
For sure.
Anderson Silva is wasting his time calling out Nick Diaz. Yes, he is, because Nick Diaz is probably never going to fight again.
When has Anderson Silva paid attention to USADA suspensions?
Exactly.
That motherfucker, I believe, if I remember right, he was calling 18 people out when he was suspended. So,
I think Silva should fight Vitor again. That's something I don't want to see, but if they had to do it, I guess. I don't fucking care. I don't know. I don't know who I even like. Anderson Silva again. Anderson Silva, Sam Alvey. Why not?
That seems like a good...
That'd be a pretty decent fight.
And I love Sam Alvey. Also, Sam Alvey has a fight already booked. I forget against who.
Yeah, I can't remember.
He talked about it on his podcast.
It's a decent name, though.
Yeah, I'll probably have notes about it somewhere.
One point he brought up I did like, is 214 not getting enough attention as it is because of the Maymac press tour? Probably. There's that. They said yes, and it's because John Jones isn't willing to do interviews or answer questions regarding his past mistakes.
That too.
No shit.
Although he just started saying, yeah, I do blow, so does a lot of more famous people you'd be surprised about.
Yeah, excuse.
Yeah, which Eugene Robinson also pointed out, that's why I don't make friends with people who are real Jesus-y and do drugs with them. Because if you do, they're all, I've been fucked over enough times to where they get clean and they start saying, oh, I was doing blow with John Jones.
Exactly.
It's my sweet Eugene S. Robinson
That's
impression.
A very fucking solid point. Eugene S. Robinson.
Yeah, he has a lot of those. He also told the story about Tommy Lee's house and a hooker going over there during this week's show, so fucking weird.
Wait, was that... Okay, yeah. Never mind. That reminds me of Unfiltered I listened to. There's another rock star that talks about hookers bringing over his house. I'll bring it up later.
That's the one I didn't hear. I heard the shitty Unfiltered
I'll
episode.
give you the name of the rock star. David Lee Roth apparently loves banging hookers and bringing over drugs to people's house.
Sure. Well, not nowadays. Wait. No, it's not David Lee Roth. I was thinking about, who's the fucking yoga guy? Diamond
Time. Wait, what band?
Diamond Dallas Page?
Oh, the wrestler?
Yeah. Wait, okay, to be fair, they dress the same. Let's be real. That's why I confused them.
Anyways, Brett says UFC shouldn't be wasting time promoting a boxing match that doesn't even have their name on its promotion. Yeah.
Great
Good point. Alvarez says he's only training once a day. He's excited to coach on The Ultimate Fighter. He loves Gaethje's style and wants to go in deep water with him because he says these are the kind of fights he wins. I think that's a good point.
I mean, and that's just a great matchup.
Yeah.
Also, shouts out to the St. Archer with the German hop profile that's kind of it's a weird. So they're calling it a hoppy pilsner. It's super German malt profile, but the hop profile is German too. Which a lot of times when you hear a hoppy pilsner, you think like, oh, this is gonna be like a pilsner with like mosaic or something tossed in.
Exactly.
But it's not that at all. It's kind of like a funky hop, like a.
It's definitely a solid summer beer.
Yeah, it's almost like it's less of a bittering hop. Like, it's not real bitter at all. It's kind of just, like, rounds it out with a tiny bit of fruitiness. Kind of good.
Alvarez says he asked him about Conor, of course. He says he has nothing against Conor because he doesn't know him personally. Yeah, this is the mindset any fighter should have. Yep. You don't know that person, don't hold anything personal. This never makes sense to do that in a fight.
Yeah, unless they're, like, fucking John Jonesing you.
Yeah.
And telling you got...
like, your kids or some shit. Or,
right.
Yeah.
Or just harassing poor Daniel Cormier.
Yeah. Alvarez ended the episode saying he thinks a win over Gaethje should warrant a title shot or just another top fight. I'd probably just say another top fight. Because granted, that division it's either going to be Khabib or Tony versus whoever the champ is, Conor, someone, I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
That's why I say whoever the champ is, because I don't know what the fuck. No one knows what's going to go on.
Yeah, I mean,
logically,
that whole division.
I just feel like it's going to be Khabib versus Tony for interim if that fight ever happens.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, Khabib's been saying a lot of weird fucking, as Eugene S. Robinson, shout out, would say, woodpile misty type shit about. Like, oh, I should be fighting for the title next, even though I was the reason the fight with Tony didn't happen. I should fight for the title. And you're like, I mean, you definitely, that's not how that works. Like, Tony for sure has priority over you, if that's the case.
Yeah. So there's that. That's my catch this of the week. I know I apologize that I didn't listen to as many as I did last week, but...
it's all good. I listened to a handful, so...
I smoked too much weed and got lazy this week.
Hey, there's worse ways to go about it. My catch for this week is a show that I have put on the skip list a handful of times. And ironically enough, or I don't know if it's technically ironic, a little bit.
Believe you me?
No, MMAJunkie Radio.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So ironically enough, most times I'm like, oh, they don't talk about actual
is
MMA
this the
enough.
I always forget what.
No. This is the two guys, Gorgeous George and Goes in Vegas. Most of the time they talk about things other than MMA because they have a 5-day-a-week MMA show. And that's normally what frustrates me. It's like stories about like, oh, they spend 45 minutes talking about George going to New York and like not getting flight and taxi connections. But this week they did not talk about MMA once again. However, they did talk about the history of their radio show, which I mean, to be fair, if you guys want to learn a lot about the history of MMA podcasts, this is the one to check out. And actually, Chris, I'm going to make you listen to this one for your new podcast this week.
I'm gonna write that down.
And we'll have you recap it for your new podcast next week. But they talk a lot about the history of MMA and how they got started. They're coming up on their 2500th episode.
Oh, wow.
They originally started with Frank Trigg as Tag Radio back in the 2000s. I want to say like 07, 08, 09, somewhere in there. They said they were before Corolla, which, I mean, depends on how you define that. It could have been earlier than 07 even. I know they were before TJ DeSantis, but after Ryan Parsons, who, of course, we have nope, that's not the right guy. I said Ryan Parsons, but that's the fighter.
Parsons. Oh, that is a fighter.
Yeah, it's Ryan Bennett. Ooh, that was a close one. Is that a fighter too?
I don't know.
No, it's Ryan Bennett. Ryan Bennett's the MMA podcast guy that used to do commentary. I think, if I'm fucking that up, I apologize. Look in the show notes, because every week we link to his, the archive.org for his, like, family's GoFundMe or something like that. Because he was, like, the dude when it came to MMA podcasts. But it's just cool. They go through the history of MMA podcasts and kind of how they came about. How they got started personally. They talked about some of their first shows they did with like fucking having Ariel Celeste come. What? Is that
Ariane Celeste?
Ariane Celeste. I'm fucking up names left and right
that just
right
fucked
now.
my mind. I just imagine Ariane's fucking face on her body, and that's kind of odd.
a bad. I'm gonna have to make that Photoshop for this week's show art. Ooh, maybe I'll put it on.
Confuse a lot of people.
Maybe actually I'll just put Ariel's face on what's his face's body next to Snoop. Chris says we have weird show art. Oh, you're looking at it. We have weird show art this week of Snoop next to a half naked
Little Dicky.
Yeah, O'Malley, Sean O'Malley,
Ryan.
I think it's. Is it Ryan? I said Ryan. No, I think it's Sean.
There's too many Ryans this episode.
Ryan Bennett, Sean O'Malley.
It is Sean, right? Yeah.
I'm pretty positive.
That's
anyway,
a real nickname.
I feel like we're all over the place at this point. But just a great episode that, again, MMAJunkie goes through their history, talk about going with Frank Trigg. For the beginning, they have Ariane Celeste. They talk about how she came over to their house one time to record, and she clearly was super sketched out and was like, these guys are fucking super shady, and they're just recording it at their house. But then when she walked in and she turned the corner, it was like a straight studio. She's like, oh, okay, whatever.
That's fine.
And let's see. Oh, they talk about the different iterations of the show. So, like, again, from recording literally in their house to Gorgeous George moving to Las Vegas, did the show with Goes, his brother, to then, them hooking up with the Mandalay Bay. Like, if you want to hear the whole history of the show, this is absolutely the one to check out. And it's just cool hearing them break it down piece by piece. A lot of cool stories, a lot of cool fighters, like stories of them drinking. They were with Frank Trigg at one of the casinos, and they had a bunch of bottles at a table. But they were like, fuck the bottles, and they poured all the booze into the bucket the bottles came in and drank that. And then they talk about having to do a podcast show the next morning. Just a lot of funny stories. And then Gorgeous George at the end did say something kind of weird about like, hey, we're going to be doing new stuff in the future, so if you guys, hope you guys are willing to support us and stuff. So I think he's going to start a Patreon. Because he shouted out someone who has a Patreon and was like, kind of alluding to like some stuff's about to change and I hope you're going to support us kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if anybody should have a Patreon, those dudes, and they'll do well with it, with guys like Marco from Waco, Brada, and Showtime from Tennessee, and all those guys. Just a good episode, and what I wanted to do is have you check that one out, since they talk a lot about...
like the latest of MMAJunkie Radio.
Yeah, and we'll have a link in the description of the show where you can find it. And it basically is just a good intro to like the history of MMA podcasts and the history of that show. So I think that'd be a cool one for you to kind of recap as a new listener.
Right on. I'm down.
Sweet. So why don't you, now that we've gotten through that, get on to your episode you think people should skip this week?
Yeah, this one was kind of...
Also, we should start doing a disclaimer in honor of fucking Eugene S. Robinson and his Care Don't Care, Crybabies, Bedwetters, malingerers, or whatever he says. Disclaimer, just because we say you should skip the show does not mean that the show is always terrible or that we dislike anyone on the show. We just think it's an episode that was not worth the time it took to listen to it.
Yeah, I only wrote notes for one fighter, barely. I guess I could say just skip MMA Hour. I mean, the guests are pretty solid. I didn't like how Conor McGregor's dad was on there. I get it.
Yeah. I completely agree with that entire thing.
I just felt like he's on there saying, my son's not racist, blah, blah, blah. Like, dude, like, we know he's not racist. I mean, some people might think he is because of the stupid, dumb jokes he made.
Also, now I'm starting to think you're racist, old man, because why? It's a weird, like... I actually have not listened to this week's MMA
all I can say is that your son's
a
grown-ass man. He's clearly made a good argument that he's not... He just made a dumb joke. Whatever.
He tripled down on a dumb joke, yes, and then made a worse joke. It was still
poor in taste. He shouldn't have probably said that shit. It's dumb.
And the fucking...
It's just the way he went about it.
Half black from the waist down joke was so much worse.
The thing about it, too, is... He's Irish, doesn't excuse a stupid joke, but I think it's to the point, more or less, too, that he still doesn't fully know American culture. Okay, you know, not...
Well, no, he doesn't know American culture, but he knows it's a fucked up thing to say to a black dude as a white guy. Yeah. Like, he was told that on day one.
Either way, I just thought it was goofy as fuck that Tony McGregor was on there. The only
also, Tony Ferguson has all kinds of new ammunition now.
Of course.
Because he's like, I'm your father. Call me Tony.
Yeah.
Don't call me Tony. Call me Dad.
Yeah, or like Tony Papa or some weird some shit. Yeah, Demian Maia was on there. He was only there just for a couple of minutes.
Demian Maia I want that dude to start a podcast so bad. He loves podcasts. He's a journalist.
Seems very knowledgeable.
He speaks English super well for having a crazy accent.
Didn't like, and I didn't realize this, he's only had a 4-week camp compared to Woodley's month-long camp.
Oh.
Months and months and months.
Really?
Long. Yeah.
Why?
Because he said they told him about the fight. They agreed to the fight, I think, like in the middle of fucking June, dude, or something like that. Something dumb.
Well, and if you remember, Woodley was training for a while, saying, I don't even know who my opponent is. I'm just in camp.
He was like saying, I'm not making excuses, but it is unfair that my opponent, Tyron, has had like months and months to just prepare for anyone, really, that he was going to fight since he fought Wonderboy last. And he's like, look at me, I'm sure it's just a month of training, but if I would have had those extra 4 or 3 weeks, that could have been really beneficial for me. Either way, he was saying he's
that means you're putting Woodley in a fucking 9-month camp or something crazy.
He just kind of felt like the UFC's kind of trying to have Woodley like, oh, we think you could beat Maia on short notice kind of thing. I don't know.
Not that short notice.
Yeah.
I mean, like
We'll get to it next week of our picks, but as far as what I've heard, Maia seems very confident in his ability, his wrestling, his striking.
He should be.
Yeah. And you know what I didn't realize? He's fucking way bigger
He's huge.
than Tari. He's huge.
He's humongous. People forget how big he is for 170.
He's like, what, 6'3"?
He's fucking
6'4"?
huge, and he's super heavy.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
He's like one of those dudes that's, like, dense.
Yeah.
He's just a dense individual. Not dense like Tyron, but just still very big for that weight class.
Yeah.
Anything else about whatchamacallit, or was that about it?
No, that was about it.
I mean, understandably. My skip for the week. Holy shit. Matt Serra, I love you, buddy, but what the fuck was the episode with Phoenix Carnival?
I skipped that one.
Oh my god, you did a good job, because
Who is that again? I know it's a friend of his.
She's a journalist-ish. Like, she's one of those journalists that, like, is real pretty and has done, like, 5 minutes of jiu-jitsu and MMA, so she's, like, qualified, also real attractive, shocking.
Let me look.
Go ahead and look her up, and that way we can have a legit
Because I have heard an episode with her, and I was like, who the fuck is this?
Yep. But even more upsetting than that for that UFC Unfiltered 112 episode is that Phoenix Carnival sat in for Jim, so Jim wasn't even there. And then they had some fucking terrible American Ninja Warrior guest on, who's a stunt person. Chick.
What the fuck?
Just so much self-congratulatory bullshit in the episode. A lot of my notes are just like, Jesus Christ, as like a full line of text, or as a full line of text. They just complain a lot. They complain about there not being an Academy Award for stunt people. Which, like, the fuck, bro? How many Academy Awards are there for camera people? Or for fucking mic holders? Like, you're not an actor. You're not...
She's definitely pretty nice. I definitely see why. She's, like, looks like she's done jiu-jitsu or MMA.
Yeah, she has done some stuff, for sure.
Some stuff, yeah.
But, like, for sure you're getting by on your shitty... You're not getting by on your shitty personality. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
She just bugged me so much, like... There are plenty of women that I think are very, very qualified and should be talking about MMA. She's not one of them. Fucking Laura Sanko is the perfect antithesis to her.
Yeah.
Where Laura Sanko fights, Laura Sanko is a fucking excellent interviewer, and Laura Sanko works her ass off and doesn't come in with stupid half-ass bullshit questions.
Yep.
Like, a lot of the questions...
Wait, dude, didn't they have another weird fucking guest on there? Let me see. Let me look at who this was.
Well, no, that wasn't the guest. She subbed in for
Jim Norton.
Jim Norton. Yeah, the guest was the fucking stunt lady who was equally annoying.
Let me see.
It's pretty brutal. And they unsold...
Oh, it was Chris Weidman, Jesse Groff, and
that's
Phoenix.
a different... Wait, Chris did show up on that. Jesus, that's right. I forgot about the second part of this.
He probably wasn't that bad. He was just some...
He was fine. She was unbearable during that segment.
Oh, man. I saw your boy Justin Buttholes was last week. I missed that one.
Yeah, Justin
But I remember last time he was on there, he's kind of hard to listen to. Though that guy likes to fluff. He likes to fluff himself.
Yeah, I had notes on that somewhere too. It was it wasn't that bad. But yeah, so fucking getting back to let's see. Oh, she kept the fucking stunt lady kept talking about the show Future Man, which is a Seth Rogen joint, evidently, that's coming out on HBO or some shit.
Executive produce, something like that.
Yeah, but she kept selling it as Back to the Future meets Street Fighter, which I don't know what the fuck that means, but that doesn't sound good.
That's like, oh, I
don't know what that means.
I gotta go back in time and kick this guy's ass.
Like, all I can figure is that it means 80s and fighting, because I don't think she understands. I'm not even sure she's seen either of those things. But, like, who uses that unless I could be wrong, but I just have zero concept of what that means. Also, isn't that just the Warriors?
Wait, what's
Back to the Future and Street Fighting? Oh, like, is there time travel, or is it just I just don't get any part of what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
It really unsold me on that show. She says she wants to be the fucking female Jackie Chan.
What the fuck?
Oh, they missed Weidman's original call because they were yapping so much.
Dude, they do that like all the time.
Well, no, yeah, but it was like Matt Serra wasn't talking.
Oh.
It was like fucking. So how hard is it being a stunt woman? Let's see.
Do you have time to go to the bathroom?
Chris finally calls in and he has a amazing Ray Longo impression. It's fucking really good. As a matter of fact, for this next segment, we'll play Chris Longo or Chris Weidman.
Chris Longo.
Yeah, we'll play Chris Longo on this next segment because it was fucking really good. And then after that, Phoenix again immediately derails the discussion and then asks a question that forces Chris to compliment Matt Serra. She's like, "So, Chris, how great of a coach is Matt Serra?" It's like, oh,
that's my goddamn coach.
Amazing question, bitch. Now we get to listen to 40 minutes of Chris awkwardly having to suck dick because there's no other option. Like, it's not. There's ways to ask that question. Like, what's it like? How much ground game do you train with Matt Serra? Like,
just ask how you train.
Do you still work out a lot with Matt Serra when it comes to the ground? How is coaching different when you work with Matt Serra versus other BJJ coaches? Like, there's a lot of decent questions you could ask, and those are just off the top, but fucking how good of a coach is Matt Serra? It's not a good fucking question. It's really brutal.
Yeah, she sounds like these chicks that were at my work the other day. These chicks were all dressed up going to the horse races at Del Mar. Swear to God, the chicks, like, this is how she sounded.
You could just end the statement there, and I know
she was just like this. Guys, I have to pregame before I got the wrestle. I was like,
so is Jana?
Yeah.
Shouts out. Jana made the show 2 weeks in a row.
Have to go the wrestle. Want to bet on some punters?
Oh, it's actually not a bad Jana impression, even though it's not her. Yeah. Fucking, you could have stopped.
We love you, Jana.
You could have stopped that sentence at they were about to go to the races, and I know exactly what you were going to say. Shouts out to the fucking white people at the Del Mar Fair. I'll give you $1 for every black person you see at the Del Mar Fair, not during fair season. Fucking, especially at the horse races. That isn't working there.
Oh, Jesus.
It's true. Tell me I'm wrong. My boss owns fucking horses at that place. It's fucking awkward. I don't like going. I feel like a race is just by being associated with it. My only other note for that.
Time to bet on some horses.
Oh, yes. Quiet. Let's talk about our real estate endeavors. That's shouts out to my boss. So yeah, UFC Unfiltered. They just kept interrupting. She just kept interrupting over and over. Phoenix did, and the stunt lady was cringeworthy. So definitely, I recommend skipping it.
Yeah.
And then why don't you go to your can't miss episode?
As far as can't miss, I don't really have one. I did like the latest Unfiltered, though. It was pretty funny.
See, I didn't hear that. So
Kelvin Gastelum was on there. This guy named Billy Grajade, I can't remember his name. He's like this BJJ dude. He was kind of funny. But the funniest part, Sendog from Cypress Hill was on there.
I did see that on the...
That guy's hilarious. And like he was talking about how he got into like heavy metal because he went to high school with Dave Lombardo, the drummer of Slayer.
Oh,
and
nice.
He knew the whole band, like Tom...
Well, yeah, they're all LA as fuck.
All those guys,
so, yeah.
And he was just talking about all that kind of shit, just getting into that, and like just talking about like music festivals and stuff with them. And
that's pretty hilarious. And I bet Jim Norton was fucking loving that shit.
Oh, he was. He was talking about all his favorite metal bands, some about Motley Crue, send out some about Motley Crue, Shout Out the Devil. This is one of the first finals.
He's such a fucking metal nerd.
There's that. And then they talked about David Lee Roth and how Sendog somebody went to a party and David Lee Roth crashed a party with a bunch of hookers and cocaine, and he said it was hilarious.
That sounds like a good party.
He's talking about his experience as far as like his biggest pet peeve is if he goes to a party and people see him and they recognize him and they immediately stop their music and put on a Cypress Hill song says he wants to slap someone because he's like, no,
for sure.
Please put on the other music you're just putting on. Mm-hmm. And he's like, and why would you put on a song too that makes no sense of the vibe, like Hits from the Bong or How I Could Just Kill a Man? He's like, he just wanted to slap someone. So there's that. Kelvin Gastelum was a guest. He had a quick call and he was talking about his weight cutting and how it's really pretty much just a blessing compared to just cutting to 170. When he had called in, I think this episode was from Tuesday, he said he was at about 193? Or something like that. So cutting like 8 pounds.
Not that
bad. Throughout the week.
Like for him, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So, and I saw the way he looked in shape. I mean, he was on weight.
I mean, and again, this is not a weight class that's that hard for him to make in comparison.
Yeah, because I know they were blasting the shit out of Johnny Hendricks too, as far as like, oh, here's a guy too who's like basically the same height as you.
Same build too. Like he's a little thicker than Kelvin, but he's not as thick as Kelvin. So like pudgy wise. So like except for the last fight where Johnny came in looking like he ate old Johnny Hendricks.
Yeah, but anyways, Kelvin was talking about how he respects Chris a lot. He's met him before. He's a very nice guy. They're nice
super
guys.
Friendly. Like.
Yeah, because when Matt's like, oh, he's like, I know it's all about like rivalries and you're the enemy technically because my guy is Chris, but you're so cool, that kind of thing.
Chris actually talked about on the Phoenix Carnival episode that they were both on an episode of Looking for a Fight Together that's going to come out.
Oh, shit.
Where like they went to the batting cages and shit.
Oh, great.
And it was hilarious. Yeah, they had a really good story about it. So that'll be a fun episode that I'm looking forward to.
I don't know if I'd say that I don't really have a can't miss. That one was good. 2 honorable mentions, I'll say. Submission Radio had the one interview that was good, Jimmy Manawa, he had a good interview. He was I honestly forgot he's at 214 as well. That's a big fight. Him against Volkan Ozdemir is going under the radar. He was talking about he says he obviously he's been spending a lot of time with his best friend Alexander Gustafsson. He was helping him build or dig something in his backyard for trees. Like, I'm digging graves for all my opponents, mate. One punch, Daniel, your fat round body's not even gonna fit in the ditch I'm digging you, mate.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
With Neil and Jimmy.
Yeah.
It's fucking...
he's a funny guy. He seems pretty...
His accent is my favorite.
Jimmy Manawa, our favorite English-American born.
Fucking amazing.
Remember, Sacramento,
I know.
rise up.
I always forget that, and then I remember...
if I ever met him, I'd be like, hey, what's up, Sacktown? Just like, shut up, mate. But... either way, of course, he was asked about Conor Floyd, saying Conor's a bigger fighter. Obviously, he says confident, blah, blah, blah. He says it's either going to go 2 ways. Conor's going to KO Floyd in the first 4 rounds, or Floyd will just win a decision. That's what he thinks. I guess so, too. I mean, as far as 2 scenarios. I mean, the only other scenario, I guess, is... I don't even
Floyd
know.
finishing.
Yeah.
I think that has a decent chance.
I'd say, like, TKO. Not even just,
it'll be TKO because Conor gets called off by the ref.
Interesting thing is, Jimmy says he's fully prepared for Volkan this camp. He isn't anticipating John Jones to pull out, but apparently he has an agreement where if John Jones does pull out, he'll be fighting DC instead because they don't want to let the card go to waste.
Perfect. I love when the UFC does that. They used to do that back in the day. So that just
means Volkan's like, all right, you're not fighting, and he's probably like, fuck it then.
Well, they'll pay Volkan.
They'll just pay him show money.
They'll pay him his show money, yeah, and then Jimmy will get bumped up. They used to do that for people. They used to have a third person who they would pay to train to make sure they had a backup. But like when WME bought the company, that shit stopped real quick.
Jimmy says he expects to KO Volkan in the second round after Volkan gasses out in the first from shooting for takedowns all around. I can kind of see that. It says he's planning to fight David Haye in London by the end of the year. I mean, apparently I doubt it, but
No.
Right. I mean,
David Hay keeps laughing about who Jimmy Manuwa is.
he's called who's Jimmy Manua?
Yeah, especially Jimmy
Manuwa.
Yeah, Jimmy Manuwa loses his next fight to Volkan Ozdemir.
Who the
For
fuck
sure,
is this guy?
that shit's not happening. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other interview they had, and like I like this guy, but damn, dude, listening to him in interviews is real tough. Luke Rockhold, man, I mean,
He comes off
dude,
real.
this is how he talks. It's not even that. This is how he talks. So what have you, so Jimmy, glad to be back on Submission Radio. How have you been doing? Well, you know, man, I've been like, he only says like a couple words per sentence, and he's like, just came back, South Africa, went on an anti-poaching. I swear to God, unfortunately, that's how he said it. Yeah, an anti-poaching safari.
Oh God, what does that mean?
Listen, I've always been a guy. Santa Cruz. I love surfing. I love life, and I just can't hurt animals. And then, dude, I was like, fuck.
Okay, well, we have our second clip of the week.
Either way, I won't talk like he did, but he said he had an agreement. Apparently, and Gegard decided no at the last moment to fight Gegard on July 8th at 2:13. Apparently, it fell through at the last minute, according to him.
What does the last minute mean?
Don't know.
When did that agree?
I don't.
Like, was the UFC involved in that agreement? The only one I saw
that looked legitimate is that he was supposed to fight Anderson Silva at 2:12, and he said Silva said no. I believe that because I feel like Silva's picky as fuck now. You know what I mean?
Possible.
And if you're Silva, you probably don't want to take that Rockhold fight in Brazil.
No, probably not.
Yeah. But anyway, he said he's tired of waiting to fight and is looking at fighting either the winner of Gastelum Weidman or a top 10 tune-up fight. I think they're going to give him like a top 10 tune-up fight. Something like that. Who was the guy? Oh, yeah, I just told you. For those who may have just noticed now, the rumor is Rockhold will be fighting David Branch as a headliner at Fight Night Pittsburgh in like September, something like that.
Right.
I think it'll be before 2:15, one of those headliners or pay-per-views. So... there's that. So, Luke Rockhold, stay healthy, please, a.k.a. It's been, what, like a year and a half since he's fought? Dude, hasn't it almost been like 2 years since he's fought?
It feels like
it.
It feels like 8 years, yeah. It feels like a long motherfucking time.
Yeah, but knee injuries are a fucking shit show. So, there's that. So, dude, what was your can't miss?
So, my can't miss for this week was... Let me pull it up. It was Jordan Breen's show. Actually, no, I lied. It's not Jordan Breen's show. It's Press Row, Jordan Breen's podcast, which had Karim Zidan on it. They've done a short episode on Kadyrov before, but they did a long form one on as like a reaction to the HBO Real Sports.
And I just forgot this guy. What was it, Ramzan?
Yeah, Ramzan Kadyrov.
Kadyrov, yeah.
Who is a giant piece of shit. I showed you some of the clips.
He is a flaming bag of shit.
He's literally...
Pun intended. Just
him
kidding,
and the fucking Kim Jong, whichever one.
Un.
Sure. I hope they all fall in the same ditch for as much as I care. But, like, they're fucking all horrible, but, like... Something about Ramzan is a little scarier.
Okay, and for people that know, this is a guy who basically states and truly believes, unfortunately, that gay people don't exist.
No,
right?
he says
what it is?
He says that there's no gay people in the country of Chechnya.
Okay.
And if there are any gay people, he hopes they go to Canada. That was a quote.
Yeah.
If there's any gay...
He said, didn't he say that they lowered the moral scale of the country or something fucked? Or something
yeah. Yeah. He said they're subhuman.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, he said a lot. And they during that piece on HBO Real Sports, they had interviews with people who were kidnapped and beat the shit out of, and then returned in sacks on their front yard. Like, crazy fucking stories. Dude's a total piece of shit. Also, the same guy who on his on an MMA show a while back, which I think we talked about before, he had his children fight who are 11 and 13 on an MMA show, Full Contact, that he broadcast to the entire country. It's just, he's such a piece of shit. And they go into that in a bunch of detail. Karim Zidan's been covering this for, I believe, since 2014.
Oh, and wasn't this the same piece of shit who said, I want the top 10 fighters for my promotion to fight the top 10 UFC heavyweights or something?
No, he said, top 10. He said, my top 10 fighters, I want my top 10 fighters to fight the UFC's top 10 fighters to the death.
And you know that psycho's serious, dude.
Well, dude, for sure. I mean, he's a fucking warlord. Like, his dad literally took over the country during wars, and like when they were trying to fight off like, there was they talk about it a lot on this episode. There's a region where a certain part of the Muslim faith, like, was basically walled off. And, like, so there was just constant wars against Russia, like, for power and all kinds of crazy shit.
Against the Soviet Union, probably, right after it fell, technically? Because, like, the other countries kind of claimed...
Yeah, but I mean, more recent history, though, Russia.
Yeah.
Because they're all technically not Russian. Because they're, like, they call them the Caucasus.
Because technically, they probably call themselves the Republic of Chechnya, right?
Yeah, I believe that's what they call
themselves. I know there's a
themselves,
Republic of Dagestan, even though it's still a Russian country, and then there's a bunch. Kazakhstan, I think, falls under that category too.
Yeah, but we should get back on topic though, just a bit. So for that press row episode with Karim Zidan, they talked all about the Kadyrov of peace on Real Sports and how Karim helped out with it. They talked about how Kadyrov got more mad about reporters talking shit about him losing his tiger. Like, because they originally did Vice I believe it was Vice, somebody originally did a story on how Karim Zidan was, like, famous on Instagram for having lost his tiger for a bit. So, like, he was posting on Instagram how he was bummed out because he lost his tiger. And everyone, like, was like, what the fuck is up with this Chechen warlord? And he was way madder about those, like, interviews and articles than he was about all, like, he wants to literally slaughter all the gays.
Oh, man.
Like, he's way more upset about that and had way more
This guy has his priorities straight.
He's just such a goddamn nutcase.
Sick fuck.
Yeah, he's a crazy fuck. Yeah, his Bengal tiger, I believe it was. They talk also, Jordan Breen just keeps repeating how he's a crazy sociopath and how he insinuated that Russia and Chechnya are ready to start a nuclear war because they'd rather just fucking, like, light the world on fire.
How many nukes does Chechnya have? Like, one? Maybe?
I don't know, but yeah, he also dragged Russia into that. All I know is that Russia
has second most.
Yeah, for real. And let's see. Oh, they talk about the differences between whatever the name of his stupid fucking government-run MMA promotion.
Shitty acronym.
No, it's an MMA promotion. I believe it's Akhmat is the promotion and the gym that they all train out of. Dudes like Magomed Bibulatov, who just got signed. He had a fight back in, I believe, June or July. He's actually out of this dude's camp.
Yikes.
And signed to the UFC.
Yikes.
Promoting this dude's fucking ideals.
Wait, is this Chechen guy, Kadyrov, the same guy that Verdum's friends with?
Yep. Same guy, Ali Abdelaziz's homie.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's that guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was afraid of that.
Yeah.
I was very afraid of that.
Yeah, so
that realization.
Frank Mir has visited him. Frankie Edgar has visited him.
So clearly Dana White's homies.
No, Ali Abdelaziz for sure is. Ironically enough, Ali Abdelaziz can't leave the U.S. because of his visa issues. So he actually can't go to Chechnya. He just sends all his fighters there for money. Also, Alexander Gustafsson and his entire team has been there.
I mean, because I'm not saying they're friends with them, obviously, but they've just been there, right? Like, as far as visitation.
Well, no, they got paid to go there and hang out with him and train. Like, Alexander Gustafsson trained him and his troops.
Yeah. Well, you know what it was? Gustin's probably like, this guy is psychotic, but I'm getting paid?
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it always is.
The only way I'd be able to
He pays crazy amounts, but, like, for sure, don't take money from a fucking crazy genocidal dictator.
Because they hold that against you, too.
Well, also, just makes you not a good person if you're taking money from someone who's killing gay people under public eye. Just probably not makes you... It's
That's
like
very
if you were to
hear that.
Yeah, it's like if you're like, yo, Hitler, I'll train you if you pay me, right? You're like, that's probably not cool. Probably not okay.
Hitler, I'll train you how to box and defend yourself.
Yeah, like not
Even though you just killed a bunch of, people last week.
It's real fucked up.
Damn, yeah, that's really unsettling.
Yeah, so it's a really, really good interview with Jordan Breen and Karim. They've actually done previous episodes about this, but this one was about an hour and a half long, and it was very in-depth. I absolutely recommend it. Luke Thomas also did interviews with Karim and with the guy who did the actual interviews with the Chechen warlord, with Kadyrov. And you can find those on YouTube. It's on Luke Thomas's YouTube channel. We'll have a link in the description. Even though I don't fucking support Sirius or any of the garbage they put on, I do support Luke Thomas, and it was a good interview, so you can check that out there. But we for sure will never post a fucking link to a Sirius show or pick a Sirius show, because fuck Sirius. Fucking podcast 1 is almost on the list of things we can't talk about. Except for the fact that I love fucking the other one just as much, so because they're almost on that list also. Yeah, and then they talked. Yeah, so I think we covered most of that. The only other things I wanted to mention, Mike Tyson has a podcast now.
I saw that.
Called Bite the Mic.
Who the fuck is it with another famous?
Lennox Lewis.
Yes, that's who it was. Another famous heavyweight.
There's a 2-parter with Lennox Lewis that I haven't checked out, but sounds like it's going to be good.
That sounds like it'd be interesting, just the contrasting voices.
Yeah.
An English guy and Mike Tyson.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, I think it'll be a fun show, so I'm definitely going to check that out. Not really MMA related, so I didn't want to add it really or talk much about it, but I did want to mention that it's happening. We have that new segment of the new podcast I listened to that I haven't listened to before. I kind of cheated a little bit this week. So for the new podcast I recommend checking out, it's Slaphead and Giraffe. I've heard him before once, but I only listened to like half of an episode. But I mentioned this earlier. This was the most fucking Australian episode of anything I've ever heard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The two hosts are Australian as shit. Like, talking about their fucking footy teams that are regional and fucking how their friend's dad wouldn't let them go try out for Man U because they fucking were rivals of him. He says, you can try out for Man U, but you can't come back to this house.
Do they have a fucking pet, Goanna?
That or a pet kangaroo. Yeah. Something like that. Also, their guest, Marc Goddard.
Oh, great.
So, just so fucking Australian. They talk about how we can't pronounce the name Goddard correctly. I don't know.
Goddard?
Well, so that's the thing they did. They're like
Goddard.
Hey, all Americans say Marc Goddard. It's not that. It's like God. It's Goddard. I was like, I don't hear the difference.
He's like God, but he's Goddard.
I don't hear the difference. Unless, I guess we say it like Goddard, like with an A instead of an O. But I can't hear the difference. I think it's just an accent thing, where the way we pronounce the letter.
I try my best to do some sort of. I know there's different Australian accents, but if I try,
there's like 18 on this podcast.
It'd be like Marc Goddard, but if I try to do Australian accent, it'd be like Marc Goddard.
There's 3.
It's like Goddard in a way, like Marc Goddard.
Yeah.
Like that. But
I think that's mostly what it is.
Yeah,
but
I can see why that confuses the fuck out of people too.
Well, and this is a crazy episode because they both have 3 very distinct and very different Australian accents.
So they're all from different regions or provinces?
If they're not, they just sound like
someone's from Victoria. There's the other one. I forgot the ones. I know the biggest city is like Melbourne. That's like in Victoria.
Yeah, but it's just a fucking wild episode. I gotta listen to that. Pretty cool. A lot of footy talk, as I mentioned. They had 3. The 3 strong Aussie accents.
Did they just throw the word cunt around like nothing?
No, but they did have a lot of fucking taking the piss references and shit like that. They talk about a lot of the decisions Marc makes while reffing, just like decisions he's made or decisions other refs have made. Saying, like, are there refs you fucking really don't like and you think are bad for the thing? You don't have to name them. And he's like, absolutely. Yeah. Exactly. Hard face. And then it was just a fun, fucking awesome episode. And then they got a bunch of listener questions from the MMA community because podcast is sponsored by the MMA community forums, who are fucking awesome, and everyone is so sweet. It's like the opposite of the underground. Everyone's so fucking nice. Man, everyone there's just so even when people are dicks, they're very funny and very subtle. Like, they're not outwardly like just being a cunt, like on the underground. But they got a bunch of listener questions from the MMA community. So Marc's answered a lot of stuff, like he chooses beer over spirits, stuff like that. And then just recently, I believe in the last day or two, they had Justin Wren on again, because they had him back on episode 59 and 60.
He's the big guy.
The big pygmy.
The pygmy, right?
Yeah, the big pygmy.
That's like a lot of the philanthropy stuff for like Africa. And
Yep.
Yeah, I like that guy.
He's building wells down there.
I like that guy a lot.
He's fucking awesome. He's a
really
great,
really good human being.
and super nice. Like, I've talked to him on the underground a bunch of times. He's a super nice guy. Cool guy. So, yeah, it was just mostly that I wanted to mention. Pound for Pound podcast had a good episode. Sam Alvey just being hilarious. He has 10 people staying at his house right now.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Including, like, 3, like, I think he has, like, 4 or 5 fighters staying at his house.
Oh, that makes sense.
And then, like,
Wait, where does he live again? Does he live in Southern California?
Yeah, like, I believe because he trains out of Team Quest with Dan Henderson in Temecula. So he's
That's right.
Because I saw him down at the fights at Del Mar Fair.
I think I've seen him too with Jason Perillo at the Ruka Gym in Costa Mesa near Anaheim.
Yeah, you probably did.
Because I know that's Bisbing Gym. That's his main head coach. I know that, but I'm trying to think of all the OC fighters. Shit, probably Tony Ferguson's probably visited there too. Well, maybe not.
Because Tony does more like the Kings, the Kings Eddie Bravo
his own
circuit.
Snap City kind of thing, has his own squad.
Yeah, and he also goes to Big Bear.
Oh, by the way, shouts out to Kelvin Gastelum, who's part of Tony Ferguson's team. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, Kings.
Yeah, Kings. Yeah, god damn it. Because Verdum's still part of... Yeah, Verdum's in Kings, too, because he lives in Anaheim.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's right. Okay.
Although I think Verdum's also like getting looks at other gyms too, if I remember
that makes
right.
Sense.
I don't think he's exclusive with Rafael Cordero right now. Brendan Schaub did a Conor Floyd press conference recap.
Of course he did.
I only wanted to bring up that he keeps saying fucking the phrase "nip this in the butt," and it really is creeping me out. He said it on the fucking press conferences, and I kept mentioning it. And then on his podcast, he said again, "Nip this in the butt."
Like it's his body language like this. Look, yeah, you know what, bro? I mean, sometimes
he does have that fucking no dick cross leg.
You know what I mean? So, and I think people are looking at it like this, and you know, like,
for sure. Go back and look at our old episodes, and you can see a picture of him with his weird crossed legs, and him sitting with Ian McCall with a Matt Battle image photoshopped on it.
Battle of the Fades.
Yeah. Unfiltered had a good episode with Justin Buttholes on it.
Did he fluff himself?
Let's see.
He probably talked about Calvillo.
Oh,
right?
shit. I almost forgot. Yeah, mostly.
Oh, no,
because that was the one right before.
Yeah.
So not much to talk about. Joel Supernaut has a podcast starting on July 31st.
Oh, shit.
Starting his own podcast. Also, Chael evidently has an update about Joel on his most recent one, but I haven't gotten to it yet.
Oh.
Your favorite fight, episode 12, was good with Kevin Boehm. They talk about the Contender versus GSP fight. Pretty fun episode. And I think the only other thing I wanted to bring up... Oh, there was some funny shit on co-main event. If I Did It, Eugene tells the crazy stories about Tommyland, which is what Tommy Lee used to call his house, and how Tommy Lee was like stealing bitches. Also, he called Chris Weidman Generalissimo of the Lost Battalion. And he called Kadyrov an evil comic book villain, which all checks out.
He was stroking his beard.
Yeah, exactly. And then the only other thing I wanted to bring up was DJ had the best motherfucking Twitch stream.
I saw it. Thank you for texting me that.
Yeah.
I saw Rampage's point of view too.
PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, if you guys don't know, is a game that is blowing the fuck up on Twitch. It is essentially, if you've ever seen the movie Battle Royale, it's exactly that.
I was gonna say, can your computer? You can play that game, right? On like certain settings. We should try.
Barely, yeah. Well, if I crank down the settings, I should be able to play it.
We should do that on a weekend or something that has like either a slow fight card.
We could probably do that, yeah.
That'd be kind of funny.
Yeah, if you know what, I'm a sub on Mighty Mouse's channel, so
I was gonna say, how do you get into their games? That'd be tight. Like, just get it like a mic or a headset and just start.
Yeah, we can do it.
Not be like that guy, who's too obnoxious, Because I remember when Rampage was playing, some guy kept talking shit. And this guy, there's like some annoying sound. I remember he was just like, "Shut the fuck up!" Right when he's like hitting a vape or something, he's like, "Shut your fucking mouth."
Dude, Rampage also vaping the entire time, which was so goddamn
Was it like
funny.
his wife or his girlfriend or someone next to him was like talking to him?
Yeah.
He was like, "No, honey," or some shit.
So she was answering the chat. She was reading chat and telling him.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But yeah, cause she was hilarious. But yeah, Rampage vaping strong. I asked him what he's vaping, and he told me he doesn't know. So I don't know if he means he doesn't know what liquid it is or what rig he's using. But I would guess both probably. But he was vaping strong, definitely sub-ohming. So shouts out to that. Also, evidently I've been subbed to Demetrius Johnson's channel for 18 months now. So shouts out to that dude for being fucking at least a year and a half strong on Twitch. Just cool seeing them both playing PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds on the same server. And it was funny seeing them eventually, their teams would clash at the end of games and like they'd eventually run into each other. And you see them being like, oh fuck, that's Mighty Mouse's team. And like creeping around and shit. And despite Rampage being clearly terrible and constantly getting saved by his team,
I did see that.
like he would just keep getting shot down, and then they would have to come save him over and over.
I see him in the window. Fuck, I'm shot.
Yeah, exactly. And DJ's team keeps crushing him, but somehow Rampage keeps winning.
Yeah.
Like his team just keeps taking the edge. Pretty fucking funny. I did note that it looked like a Kanger sub box that Rampage was using, but I wasn't positive. I did say that Rampage's character looks like a skinnier version of him. And DJ's character looks like a gray-haired teenage white girl in Battle Royale. Also DJ's been using a lot of references like Mighty Boys.
Of course.
Which is hilarious. They're also the bridge trolls in that game. If you guys have ever seen the assholes that just hang out on the bridge and kill everyone, they are absolutely that dude. And then Mighty Mouse also mentioned, I don't know, I think I mentioned this before, but you know that how Mighty Mouse won the ESPY or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So you know that's fan voted, right?
Yeah.
You know he's been doing Twitch streams for like a week ahead of time and a week afterwards about that. Like he did.
Was he just promoting it?
No, he did a week's worth. Well, I don't know about ahead of time because I missed all those. But every title of his streams the week after he won that ESPY, all of his Twitch streams were titled "Thank you, fans, for helping."
That's cool. I like that.
Like, so he clearly
he beat out Connor and Triple G,
which is insane, and it's because of Twitch. I'm telling you, like nobody gives Twitch any credit, but Twitch is the reason the DJ won that shit. 100%. If you go back and look at his streams, they're all saying thank you to the fans for any. Like he would come on and talk about how like thanks for voting and all that shit.
What a great guy.
Yeah, super great dude. Super nice to everyone. Like you watch that stream, like he's super nice. It's like Rampage can be a little bit of a dick to people, but in a funny way. But DJ's just super nice to just about everybody. Also, DJ kept giving Connor a lot of credit during that, which made me feel real uncomfortable.
Yeah, a lot of people like to give him credit just for kind of like where he came from, kind of thing, and where he's at now.
No, against Floyd.
Oh, you mean as far as his chances?
Yeah.
Oh, well, dude, come on. That's just going to be MMA guys going to back up MMA guys. That's all it is. I know. I don't like hearing that, too. The boxing fan in me is like, no, you're totally wrong. But the MMA fan in me is like, oh, I get it. That's the only reason why you'll ever hear that.
I think they're all just praying that it happens.
Because if Connor wins... They need that for MMA. Yeah.
Mighty Mouse Chocolatito is like the easiest fucking fight in the world to set up now.
Yeah, Chocolatino, exactly.
Dude, Mighty Mouse Chocolatito... Fuck Connor Floyd. Mighty Mouse Chocolatito, dog?
Yeah.
That's a fight.
Yeah.
That would be dope. And Chocolatito is ballsy. He might even take fucking Muay Thai rules or something.
Oh, shit.
I'm just joking. He would get murdered.
Yeah.
But, dude, yeah. So I just wanted to shout out that stream. Again, link in the description for Mighty Mouse's stream, because... and Rampage's channel, I'll put both of them in there because it was just fucking awesome and it was a great stream. Like, it's a perfect example of how Twitch is cool as fuck when it comes to fighters being able to interact with people. Like, they're literally on teams with a bunch of fans that get to, like, fucking communicate over mic and do, like, fucking cool, fun, tactical shit with DJ and save DJ's ass or Rampage's ass while they're getting lit the fuck up. It's just a cool experience to be a part of. And those dudes are genuinely super funny during those streams, so definitely recommend checking that out, and we'll wrap this segment here. Our clip for this segment, what was the clip gonna be? Snoop's shitty tap quote is our intro from Fight, where he just kept yelling "tap bitch" like an asshole.
Tap, bitch.
Such a dick move. Rockhold on Submission Radio is our outro, is our second one.
Like safaris, and I like animals.
Yeah, what's the?
It's like right in the beginning of episode 2.
I'll have to listen back and I'll put it in. But I mentioned it earlier in this segment, so whatever I said earlier, we're going to check that out, and we'll be right back.
When Maribi was talking, she started talking about like me having to tell the kids the first time when I had lost. Yeah. And she started crying, and I'm like, "Oh, you gotta be freaking kidding me!" And I started crying. I'm like, "I gotta stop watching this stuff."
Yeah, you might start crying now.
That's when I started crying, when your wife was talking about you and the family and stuff like that.
Freaking terrible.
Longo said that he was actually started crying during that. And I got taken
Longo's
back.
Like, I gotta tell you, don't even watch the thing. Don't even watch it. It's terrible.
That's funny. I would actually pay to watch Longo cry over that. Imagine him blubbering like a big baby.
All right, we are back with our second segment. We are going to go through and break down the fights that we watched over the weekend. We'll go through some of them. We're not going to go through everything because there was a ton of fucking fights, and it seems like forever ago nowadays looking at it. However, we will go through some of it. So actually, this was a weekend with, I believe, Invicta, Bellator, and the UFC all in one, which is pretty fucking rare. You don't see all three.
You know, usually you don't see a weekend that crowded.
It was crazy. So why don't we start off with Invicta? We did make I made a couple picks for Invicta. I had Miranda Maverick winning over Gabby Romero, which I
looks like we tied, by the way.
Nailed. I think if we didn't, we were real close.
I just saw 4 wrong for each of us, so I'm assuming that's a tie.
Well, there's a fucking asterisk on that.
Oh.
There's a little bit of an asterisk on it. Why can I not find this? God damn. Fucking Sherdog. So, right, Miranda Maverick got the decision win over Gabby Romero. Pretty dominant. Had a couple moments where I was in question about it. But she's all get the win. Jinyu Fry taking the win over Ashley Cummins. And let's see, Miliana Dudieva losing to Mara Romero Barella in a wild 3-round affair. I wish there were 5 rounds in Invicta main events, but what are you gonna do? They only do 5 rounds for titles, but I always, especially for the lighter weight classes, like I always like to see a 5-rounder as a main event. But there was actually a couple decent 145 fights on this card. Miranda Maverick being one of them, I believe. She's 145, right? Or am I just being a dick? 125. Fuck me. Who was I thinking of? Karina? Pam Sorensen.
I don't know. It sucked. All these fights, I was fucking working.
No, it's Felicia Spencer, I think.
Dude, I was working all weekend.
Is it Felicia Spencer?
Shit.
Who the fuck am I thinking of?
Probably no one on the card. Oh, okay.
Felicia Spencer. That's what I was thinking of. Felicia Spencer actually looked real good. She said she wants to be the future of the 145 division. I don't know about all that yet, but
just not yet.
The future is possible. Like she looked good. Pam Sorensen got a big win. Pam Bam Bam got the sub by armbar over Helena Kolesnik. And the Mara Romero Barella win was pretty impressive. Miliana Dudieva started out strong, but kind of faded over time.
Dude, I don't even remember.
Decision.
I don't even remember my reasoning for picking the Italian chick.
I don't think you picked those fights. Did you?
Oh, it looks like I didn't. Huh?
I didn't have your picks on it anyway.
Oh, that's right.
If you did.
That's right. No, I think it's... I don't know why. I remember I chose a Jinsu Frey chick.
Jinyu Frey?
But, oh, no, that was the only one I think I chose because that's the only name I knew.
Yeah. And Jinyu Frey was, I believe, Ultimate Fighter at some point,
yeah.
Right? Either that or... No, I don't know if she was, but I know she's been on Invicta cards we've watched. So I think that might have been it. Anyway, also happening in the last week since our last podcast was week 2 of Dana White looking for a fight, which we listened to the Snoopcast version here just a minute ago.
Yeah.
Weird, but not terrible. Little fucking... okay, I should clarify. Super terrible in the clip that we introed our show with.
Yes.
That was upsetting and not fucking okay at all.
The tap, bitch, tap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's super disrespectful and not cool. But the rest of it was...
The one thing that was a dumb but clever joke was he's like, oh... He's gassed. He needs to go to a gas station. Like, all right.
Yeah, yeah. Dumb but clever. Exactly how we should describe that. There was some fun fights on this card. There was some kind of rough decisions on this card also, though. Speaking of which, Casey Kenny and CJ Hamilton.
I love how he spells CJ.
Oh, God. Does Casey Kenny not have a fucking... No one has a Wikipedia page except for Daniel Spawn. Really, y'all? How have I seen Casey Kenny fight?
A 9-time judo champion doesn't have a Wikipedia page?
This is why I use motherfucking Sherdog and not Wikipedia. Whatever. Not gonna look you up, Casey Kenny. Sorry, because fucking Wikipedia is a shithole. But he got the decision, just like Sydney Outlaw, best name on the card, got the decision.
Defeated Michael Saracora.
Yeah, Michael Saracora.
Defeated George Michael Bluth.
Yeah, George Michael Cora lost the decision, unfortunately, to Sydney Outlaw, which sounds like the fakest of all names. Just a dominant...
Doc Holliday with a win.
Yeah, just a dominant decision where he just kept taking him down and getting the back over and over and over, but couldn't quite get the choke. Tan Lee. Ton Lee?
I think it's Ton Lee.
Ton Lee taking
You sound like Snoop. Tan.
I know.
With them leg kicks.
Yeah,
they're clearly body kicks, but...
Snoop fucks me. Yeah, I hate when people call...
Leg kick to the body, Joe.
Leg kick to the head, Joe. It's like, oh, really? As opposed to what other kind of kick? Oh, you mean an arm kick, you fuck? Yeah. It's the word. If it's a leg kick, you better be kicking a leg.
Groin kick to the stomach.
Yeah, exactly. Upsetting. Anyway, Ton Lee took on Lazar. Go ahead and try and pronounce that one for me.
Stojanovic.
Sure. So
I don't know.
Ton Lee was getting bullied a little bit, but was landing some nasty kicks to the body, especially off the cage. Like when he was able to back his opponent up, he had a couple nasty body shots.
Yeah, the guy Lazar Stojanovic, I think that's what it is, had clearly a very noticeable reach disadvantage, but he was a good inside fighter.
He was doing a good job closing the distance and kind of like forcing the pressure and backing Ton Lee up.
He pretty much did all he could given his disadvantages physically.
Yeah, except for keep his hands up at the end.
Yes,
when he got punted in the dome and super wobbled and then finished off with heavy hammer fists from, I believe, half guard. I could be wrong on that. In the scramble, so I mean, he just came down with a right hand and a bunch of hammer fists and finished that off. Impressive knockout for sure. And Snoop, I believe, actually, and Uriah were even saying like, Ton, you get a contract and shit.
Oh yeah.
Which, spoiler alert, did not get a contract.
Oh well.
So that was, of course, before their boy showed up. Sean Little Dicky O'Malley.
Or as I told you, in middle school, the one kid who had weed before everyone, he was 13 and bragged about it.
That's right. Yeah, that's exactly who he looks like. He does look like the kid in school that was like, bro, I got weed, bro.
And you're like 13. You're like, cool.
By the way, I have a friend that actually you live with someone that has that story.
Oh yeah.
Their nickname starts with a little, which gives it away to anyone who's listened to any amount of this show. Also, they've been on the show. Also, they may have been on drugs. Fucking funny shit. But yeah, Sean O'Malley, this was a fight of people I disliked the most on the card. It was one of Edmund's guys who automatically can't root for you if you're one of Edmund's guys. Taking on Sean O'Malley, who was just the cockiest Arizonian of all time.
Goddamn zoners.
You're right.
Can't drive.
Yeah, shouts out to
me driving to La Jolla on the 52 and the zoners cutting me off and then brake checking me when we were going 70. Thanks.
Yep. Also shouts out to Lacey for also being terrible. There's more local references of our friends that you won't know. She's good looking if that helps.
Zoners gotta have something.
I mean, they often do. That is the one thing they often have. That or they're real yellow or orange. I meant orange. It got racist there for a second.
Yeah. Orange, white.
Yeah. So light heavyweight fight was the main event of the Tuesday Night Contender series between... Oh, I should mention they did give Sean O'Malley the contract at the end of that one. So we'll definitely be seeing him in the future.
At bantamweight, and he's 5'11", which is weird.
Yeah, he's a giant motherfucker for bantamweight.
He's a twig. So.
That too. And also, he is zero striking defense. I think he got hit with almost every punch that was thrown.
Remember you were saying, hey, has he blocked anything? I'm like, yeah, with his head.
Yeah, I think that was about it. I think he literally... He might have blocked a couple of knees in the clinch. That was about all he blocked. The rest of it, he was just like, oh, I'm just going to let you hit me so I can hit you.
And shouts out to Alfred Kashkayan, who had zero head movement from his head coach Edmund. Literally, zero.
He did, to be fair, clip Sean O'Malley pretty bad
he did.
full of times.
Yeah.
But Sean O'Malley did almost throw up a triangle from guard, and he just completely started piecing Alfred up really bad on the feet with like look away fucking punches and all kinds of crazy shit. Just a weird fight. And speaking of weird fights, Daniel Spawn beat Angel
de Anda. Yeah, this was okay. I remember Snoop said, de Anda looks like he's just hood fighting, blah blah blah, and after he said that, De Anda landed 3 consecutive blows to the back of the head.
Oh, it was like 3.5, because like one of them was starting to be the back of the head. John said, don't hit the back of the head, and then he landed 3 square to the back of the head while ground and pounding from like that side back control position. And John stopped it, and John clarified to him that the reason he stopped it is because you're landing shots to the back of the head, and he's not moving. Like, you're just hitting the back of the head. Like, it's not like he's turning and that is why you're hitting the back of the head. Like, you're just clearly not aiming. And John subsequently took a point which proved to be bad for Angel.
Yeah, can you explain what suddenly just possessed Daniel Spawn?
I like to call it the Rumble Johnson effect.
Yeah.
When you get fouled and you just come out fucking haymakering. Like, because he literally just marched forward throwing 1-2s like fucking...
In light of Comic-Con weekend and me being nerdy, he looked like Spawn, the comic book character, being possessed out there fucking throwing goddamn... just hell.
Boom.
You see what I mean?
There's a reference to...
I know, I just reached real hard for that one.
Yeah, who's that, Warren Ellison or somebody?
I can't remember his name, but Michael J. White played him in a terrible movie. That
also, I think it's Warren Ellis. I don't know why I went with Warren Ellison.
Oh, like the person's like name and the. I
think,
in the
right? No, the
it's
writer.
Like something. Oh, Todd McFarlane, dude.
Oh, it is Todd McFarlane.
Yeah, because he created Venom
right.
for Spider-Man.
Yeah. I always mix up the 3 weird fuckers who write like.
Yeah. That guy's super pretentious as fuck, too.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Have you seen his art books? Oh, boy.
Yeah.
They are fucking over the top. But he's fun, though.
But either way, Daniel Spawn went all Spawn on Angel and got the finish. Wow. Yeah. Very impressive.
And just a weird fucking heavyweight fight. Like, I feel like every heavyweight fight on Looking for a Fight, or I guess that was technically light heavyweight.
Oh, wait, yeah. See, remember I was telling him, like, dude,
You're
this
right.
guy looks like he's tall.
He was
but
tall as shit, though. He was like as tall as John, Big John almost, and Big John.
The other guy looked
tall.
like a heavyweight, though. He was like a DC effect.
But Angel's 5'9".
Yeah, DC.
So,
It says DC. Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, he's built like fat DC. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, oof, not a compliment probably. And then next week we got some people that I think I've heard of Chase Walden.
Jason Jackson out of, well, not Black Zillions anymore.
Right.
Yeah. That's gonna be a real good fight.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Daniel Jolly, I know that name. He was just in the UFC. No, he was on Tough.
Tough.
Had to have been on Tough.
I believe.
I know the name.
Yeah, I think he's Australian or something. I don't think he's from the U.S., is he? Daniel Jolly?
I don't think so.
Anyway, it should be an interesting one next week. I kind of like that show a lot, but then again, I love regional MMA, like I told Chris, so what are you going to do? Let's see. This is not the fucking fight I needed. Let me pull...
We're about 3 fight nights ahead.
Yeah.
Actually, if you just do... Oh, no, I was going to say, could you do 112 and just get rid of the name and it still shows up in the URL?
Nope, but if I just do this...
That works, too.
Nah.
Wait, his is 112? Oh,
No, it's 113. No, it's not it. That's it. I need to...
No,
here, I can do it like this.
It's just called... Oh, no, yeah, it is. Yeah,
I can do it like this. God damn it, sure, dog. Make my life easier. All right. So starting at the bottom, Leslie Smith versus Amanda Lemos. Good fight.
Yeah.
We both pick Smith because Leslie is the motherfucking the silent host of this show, and gotta give Leslie Smith props. I love every Leslie Smith fight for exactly the reason why she won this one. Just super gritty and was just able to Amanda Lemos came out really strong with kicks, but Leslie Smith was just having none of that shit and just kept walking her down and throwing combos, Lady Diaz style, and is just a bad motherfucker. I'm a huge Leslie Smith fan, and this fight is exactly why. Brett Johns took on Albert Morales.
That Brett Johns...
We both had Brett Johns in this one, and for good reason.
Good. That guy's very, very... has a lot of accolades, too. He's like a brown belt in Muay Thai. He's like a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's like an...
It showed, too.
He's just well-rounded, yeah. I like watching him fight. Very tough guy. He has a good future at bantamweight, I think. I think he's pretty young, too. I think he's maybe like 25, 26.
Let's check. He is...
Does it show their date of birth?
Yep.
25? Yeah, wow.
25.
That's good. Cool.
So, yeah, looking good, and fun that at least one Scottish dude won on this goddamn
Welshman,
card.
But, yeah.
Welsh, right. Sorry. The fun Scots. The Welsh.
Yes.
I really do like the Welsh. They're fun.
I think only one Scotsman won.
Shouts out to the Mumbles Mile. Everyone go check out the Zane Lamprey 3 Sheets episode of Wales. It's fucking incredible. And there's an old lady grabbing dicks. So look out for that. Daniel Henry versus Danny Henry.
I think he's the only Scotsman who won.
Danny
Scottish
Henry?
person, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Out of Scotland.
I chose Team Underwears. But that's because I insulted Daniel Henry by not knowing who he was.
Right, and I actually had Tamor, but I changed to Henry the morning of, because I do the MMA, God, what is it called? It's the MMA Community's Monsters Pick'em. I believe we're on season 11 right now. But that I normally do those morning of, so that way I can see weigh-ins and everything. Because I want bragging rights, bitch, even though I got 15th last season. I'm tied for first right now, so suck a dick! And me and Sex Chicken or one of those fuckers. I don't know if it's Sex Chicken or Connor's Nut Hugger. It's one of the two. It's a real colorful crowd over there.
That just reminds me, I need to change my flair on Reddit, because now there's all these good options like Floyd's School Bag and all these stupid shit, yeah. So I gotta check that out.
That sounds
I think
pretty
I'm still
solid.
Gus Davidson.
Yeah, I think so. I don't even think we have Flair. You need to get us Flair on our account.
Fuck, we have one. Yeah, I don't even know the login info.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a tough fight, but
He did the decision, right? Yeah.
Yep. And
Kid Dynamite, isn't it? Oh no, I'm thinking Kid Lightning.
Danny Henry was able to take it by
Brian
decision.
Caraway.
Yeah. Oh right.
Brian Scaraway.
Ugh. Let's not.
Yeah, you know.
think about him.
Remember last time we talked about it? He was getting drunk in Vietnam.
Yeah, fucking strange ladies.
Yeah.
Strange Asian ladies.
But what else do you do after you break up with Misha Tate?
You fuck Galore Buffando. That's it.
AKA.
Well,
AKA.
you get fucked by
he
Galore
fucks you.
Buffando.
AKA
Yeah.
Goku.
Yeah.
'Cause that's this guy's inspiration in life. Is Goku from Dragon Ball.
I love everything about Galore Buffando. We chose him last week. We're one of the few.
Yeah, remember we were like Galore.
Dude, Galore Buffando is the motherfucking truth. I have used the phrase buffondoed multiple times over the last
I don't know,
week.
what's his nickname?
I've suggested people to buffondo a motherfucker recently, and it's
I know co-main event was writing him pretty good too. They're
Yeah.
like, Buffondo's the man.
It was awesome. Everything about that fight
Or
was
he's like
fucking
Buffon.
awesome.
Oh, they're like Buffon. Don't miss his next fight.
Yeah, they had a lot of bad puns. It was oh god. sorry, I clicked around too much and fucking Conor Rebus started talking. Shouts out to the MMA Vivisection and the Sherdog Roundtable for this upcoming week's fight card. You should check those out. Anyway, yeah, Galore Buffando with that fucking basically just shucking off a takedown and then just tossing Charlie Ward on his head on the ground.
Judo.
That was not judo, really. It was more just like, I'm just gonna fucking huck you on your face. Like, it was, I don't think he knows judo at all. Also, as Sherdog pointed out on this week's...
No, I think he is a judoka guy.
Is he?
Yeah.
God, I still didn't look much judo. It didn't look like a judo throw I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
It looked more like a fucking
Kinda looked like a
NFL
trip.
blitz
It
tackle.
looked like a trip and he fell on his face.
Yeah, a trip combined with him trying to dunk him on his head.
Yeah.
Just a weird.
That did look like
fight.
a blitz move. That's a good point.
Yeah, right. Like after the play blitz move. Yeah. But as Sherdog mentioned, hopefully this means he doesn't have the Shadow Man as his image on Sherdog anymore. Because, oh boy, I feel like that dude probably needs his own picture. Alexandre Pantoja took on Neil Seery.
Yeah, Pantoja finally figured out the last second, oh wait, I know jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, he was like, Neil Seery, that was a close fucking fight on the feet.
Yeah.
And then at the end, yeah, he started clipping Neil Seery a little bit too, and then got on top, got the choke, and that shit was a wrap. It was real deep. Neil Seery's retirement fight too, which makes sense why I thought he was retired the last time we talked about this.
Yeah.
Tough fight to go out on, but dude showed exactly what he always showed, which was mad motherfucking heart and just come forwardness in every one of his fights. And it'll be cool to see that dude being a coach going forward, because I know he does train a bunch of young guys.
So no shame in that performance. We both got this pick right. Danny Hot Chocolate Roberts.
That's right.
I believe.
Oh yeah, for the Pantoja one, I believe I had Seery actually. So you
chose the experience, which is fair.
Yeah, and you're actually, I believe, we're tied. You know what? Because since I changed my Tamor pick morning of, so we're tied, I believe, this far into the card. Let's see. Yeah, so Danny Hot Chocolate Roberts takes on James Mulheron.
Bobby Nash.
Yep. TKO punches in the second. I don't remember a lot about this fight, to be honest.
I don't either. I think he finished him against the fence, though.
I think so, too. I kind of remember Bobby Nash getting tired of shit.
I think he just crumpled him. He just hit him a bunch to the face and he just fell down.
Yeah. Again, don't remember a ton about it. I do remember, however, Justin Willis versus James Mulheron.
I think I was dumb and chose Mulheron.
Yeah.
Right? I don't even remember why.
Yeah, you chose Mulheron. I did too, though, to be fair.
Oh,
but then I changed to Willis morning of when I figured out he was AKA.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
So yeah, I figured out he was AKA training with DC and all them, and
was Mulheron a Scotsman? That's probably why I chose him. I had no idea.
Ooh, yeah, maybe. Let's look. England.
I don't know why then.
Lost to Justin Willis. Yeah, I don't know how we talked ourselves into that one. I bet it's on last week's podcast.
It was weird.
But yeah, as soon as I heard Justin Willis, morning of, I was listening to breakdowns. And I heard that Justin Willis was AKA, and I was like, oh shit, fuck this. He's for sure gonna wrestle fuck the shit out of him. And that's exactly what he did. Khalil Roundtree beat Paul Craig.
I did choose the Bear Jew because he submitted a lot of motherfuckers. And because Roundtree's weakness is submissions. But
see, I actually had Roundtree and I changed my decision the morning of because I couldn't trust him.
Yeah, but that's a fair pick though, dude. To be fair,
yeah, they were both fair picks. Yeah. But oh boy, did Khalil Roundtree show the fuck up to this fight.
He looked like he tried to murder his ass with his fucking hammer fist.
It was crazy. He was throwing
like he
bombs.
fucking owed him money or something.
It was like the fucking kick that he threw to the body on Tough. Yeah, it was that kind of violence. Man, super impressive. Good. It's good to see Khalil Roundtree kind of getting his bearings in the organization.
And I think he had lost 2 straight, I think, before the...
Yeah, and I think this is going to be a big win for him, and hopefully it gives him some confidence going forward. Because I think that dude with some confidence is a legit...
he's a scary guy.
He's going to be a fun guy to watch. Especially as he starts shoring up his takedown events more and more. Jack Marshman, Ryan Jones.
James.
Sure,
not James.
I think I've done that twice now. You had Marshman.
You changed Marshman.
I changed to Marshman morning of. Yeah. Looking into this more, I was like, I can't fucking go with James. And yeah, Jack Marshman just decisioned the shit out of him. Pretty dominant. I don't remember any of the details of it, to be honest.
Dude, I have no idea how that fight went.
Again, it feels like a month ago when these fights happened.
This fight, though, I remember, I know Stevie Ray Vaughan, he's our boy. He's one of our boys on the podcast.
I did pick Stevie Ray Vaughan, but, it worked out fine up until... it worked out fine up until Felder got him against the cage, and then not so much.
And then ran some elbows from hell down on his face. Knocked him cold out. Like, he was out fucking cold.
Yeah, it was nasty.
So, Stevie Ray Vaughan got his wish. He said, I hope Paul Craig gets knocked the fuck out. He did. And Paul Craig says, I have nothing against Stevie Ray Vaughan, blah, blah, blah. And for people who don't know, it was just a matter of Paul Craig a couple months ago said, Stevie Ray Vaughan's having a bunch of kids with his wife because he wants to collect more welfare, blah, blah, blah. And the state, I don't know. It was just the point they have something personal against each other.
Really?
Yeah. They hate each other real bad.
Paul Craig and him?
Yep. They fucking cannot stand each other.
They're like 18 weight classes apart.
I know. But they just hate each other.
Stevie Ray Vaughan. Careful.
Yeah.
Buddy.
Well, they both lost, so they both lose.
I mean, they're like a good 50 pounds apart in weight, though.
They just hate each other as far as like that guy's a piece of shit kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Fair enough. I can't judge.
So Stevie Ray got his wish, and Paul Craig never said I want Stevie Ray to lose. He actually said I want Stevie Ray to win for Scotland. So
yeah,
he's the one taking the high road.
Fair enough.
But yeah, either way, they both lost.
Yeah, Paul Felder with a super impressive performance, and I cannot wait to see
who do you want to see him fight next? I know lightweight's weird at the rank.
Lightweight's so fucking weird.
Quinta sounds kind of cool, but
you know who I really want to see him fight that no one wants? Will Brooks.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good fight.
Is Will Brooks? Will Brooks is 55, right?
He's lightweight, yeah.
Because I know a lot of his opponent. I know a lot of people drop down to 45.
Oh, you know who'd be another good fight for Paul Felder? Joe Duffy. He got re-signed by the UFC.
True.
That'd be a really good fight.
Joe Duffy would be a fun fucking fight. I don't like that fight for Joe Duffy at all, though. I think that's like you don't want to kill Joe Duffy off as a prospect, especially
let's see
when you
real
just
quick.
re-signed him.
So. Paul Felder is currently not...
Ally Quinta?
Wait, wow, Paul Felder's not even in the top 15.
What?
That's a joke, dude. Gilbert Melendez, don't get me wrong. I love me some old school Gilbert Melendez, but he's like...
When was the last time Gil fought?
He's like 1-5 in his past 6 fights.
Is he still under suspension?
Yeah. No, he's fighting soon, I think.
Is it? Oh, yeah, he is, huh?
But the fact he's number 15 is like, no.
That's crazy.
He's like 1-5. He's literally
Where's
like
Edson?
Oh,
like
Barbosa's like
right?
4, yeah. No, I think Felder should be 15. Name 15.
Name 10 and up.
Like 10,
from 10 down.
10 down. Michael Chiesa, number 10. Michael Johnson, number 9.
Nope, other way.
Down.
Yeah, there's no
Michael
good way to
Chiesa
phrase
10, Al Iaquinta 11, Benil Dariush 12, Anthony Pettis 13, Evan Dunham 14, and I think Paul Felder should be 15 right now. He needs to be in the top 15.
Might be over Evan Dunham at this point.
Gilbert Melendez should not be a top 15.
Paul Felder probably should be ahead of Pettis at this point.
Yeah. Paul Felder's he's like 4-1 his last 5 fights.
Yeah, he's been looking great.
He looks great. Looks real
Paul
fun.
Felder Pettis is a good fight.
Ooh.
Maybe that's one they should put together.
Michael Johnson Felder would be good.
Yeah, that's a tough fight to get Michael Johnson coming off the beating he took, though.
Michael Chiesa, Paul Felder would be good. There's some...
That'd be a fun... You know what? That's probably the fight they should make.
Yeah.
But they like matching up guys with wins against guys with
I think they're going to do Iaquinta to Felder, though, because they're both kind of loud. Well, Felder's not loud. He just... Yeah, I don't think... He fights loud.
Again, I don't know if that's a fight that Iaquinta would take. Like, because I think Iaquinta only wants fights that'll move him up in the rankings, and that won't do shit for him.
Yeah, I think Iaquinta will probably fight Chiesa again. People have been alluding to that, like a tough rematch.
That I know he wants that fight.
He says he wants.
He's
to
been calling him out. Yeah. Him, I want that, or I want motherfucking Mike Perry. Iaquinta.
Because Mike Perry's fighting Thiago Alves.
I know, and they're fucking 3-weight classes apart.
They're 1 weight class apart, but yeah.
You see, Mike Perry's 70. I guess
70,
he is.
Yeah.
He's a big 70 though.
Yeah.
Iaquinta's not that big a 70.
Yeah.
I just want that. But anyway, we should continue on with that.
Another loss for Scotland. Unfortunately, Jojo Calderwood loses to the upstart Cynthia Calvillo of Team Alpha Male.
Cynthia Calvillo looking super good in this fight.
Who's fought 6 professional fights in the past 11 months, which is crazy.
Yeah, but it's fucking wild. But it also should be noted, Calderwood definitely won one of these rounds.
Yeah. I didn't see this fight actually at all. Unfortunately,
really?
I heard there was controversy.
Not that much controversy. The only reason people are saying that is because JoJo was the one walking forward. But JoJo was also the one eating all the big shots and having 0
Didn't she almost
get
submitted by Calvillo?
At the end of almost every round, she almost got submitted. Yeah. I believe it was second.
I know Calvillo is a very good rear naked.
I believe it was second and third. She finished both of those in a choke, and she got out. Maybe it was first and second. No, I think it was second and third. Because I know JoJo won one of those rounds. I think it was the first one I gave her. It's been a minute since I watched this. Because, again, it feels like a fucking month since this card happened. But, yeah, man. Good fight. Good scrappy fight. It was way closer than I even expected it to be. But in a weird way. Where, like, JoJo was just throwing weird fucking front kicks and doing some TriStar bullshit, and not really, just not really able to put a stamp on anything against Calvillo, and then having a lot of trouble with the grappling exchanges. Calvillo's a monster at taking the back, and I think
what's crazy too is Calvillo's 30 years old, and I think she's only been doing this for a couple of years.
Yeah, she had a bunch of amateur fights. I know she turned pro in, I think, last year.
Yeah, last November.
Yeah, but she did have a bunch of amateur fights here. We'll even look it up. She did have a bunch of amateur fights before that. She's had as many amateur fights as she has pro fights.
That's probably why she's done well so far from what she's been doing.
And in big promotions too, like stuff like Tough Enough and WFC, and I mean I've at least heard of both of those. I don't know about Roctagon. Don't know about that. Roctagon MMA. Where does that take place? That has to be Vegas, right?
Or like Colorado?
Salinas, California.
Right.
Roctagon. Oh, God. Anyway, good win for Calvillo. I'm worried she's going to get pushed way too hard, way too quick, and get stage north cutted.
What do you think is next for Joanne Calderwood? Obviously flyweight?
Oh, yeah, flyweight, 100%. 100%. She said when she signed this fight...
Wait, she missed weight.
Well, yeah, and she said when she signed this fight, I didn't know they were making a flyweight division. And I wish they would have told me, because I wouldn't have signed this fight at this fucking weight class. So, yeah, JoJo absolutely should. I mean, she's a perfect example of someone.
And she's going to look a lot better.
Too big for,
she's going to look a lot better, too.
She's too big for 115.
Yeah.
She used to be able to make it barely, but that cut was bad. And she always looked bad during weight cuts. And she also is a big fan of sweet things, so that doesn't help between camps. But she's way bigger than a lot of these girls, and it definitely shows. So I'm excited to see what the 125 division holds for her. And a lot of times when these girls move up to 125, or if they move up from, like, say, Valerie Letourneau style, they look a lot better at the higher weight classes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they just have way more output, way more energy, and look much better. So I'm hoping the same thing for JoJo, because I know early in her career she was a monster, and I think she probably still can be. I think that weight cut is really hurting her, though. And then we lastly have Santiago.
I should have gone with you on this one, man. I didn't. I mean, like I told you, I'd never seen Ponzinibbio fight. But
look good.
He looked good.
To be fair, I could not have foreseen the eye poke fiasco coming, and I didn't see it when I was watching the fights live. I didn't see it until after I watched the slow-mo replay that someone posted on Reddit, where it's like fucking 4 eye pokes in a row. But, I mean, I think a lot of that is also just like desperately trying to hold on to Gunnar Nelson and prevent a takedown. And just constantly put pressure on him and hands on him. Like, same reason he grabbed the shorts when in that weird scramble when he was trying to like get the waist lock, and he slipped off and was just like grabbing at anything, and he caught the shorts. So I don't know.
I think what happens next is I think he fights the winner of Perry Alves. They're gonna want to give him a violent.
That's a big step up.
You think for Ponzinibbio?
It feels like it, right?
Because he's ATT, just like
True.
And we'll tell no, he's Perry's teammate. Technically, isn't Perry ATT? Yeah, at Miami, Orlando. I think he's ATT Orlando. Yeah, in the Orlando area.
Really?
We should look it up. I swear to God, Mike Perry's ATT Orlando or something like that.
We will look that up because I thought he was Well, we'll see what.
Ponzinibbio's ATT, right? Yeah, he is 100%.
I don't think Mike Perry. I thought he was still training out in Detroit.
No, dude, he's in Orlando or Miami. He's in Orlando, I think. It's got to be Orlando.
I know he used to live in Florida.
Maybe not.
Yep, Florida. Team Sparta, though. No, you're right, because he's with Alex Nichols and those guys. Which is weird, because Alex Nichols isn't even on the fucking... You know what? Sure, I could be wrong, though, because this could be an old... Because his teammate Nano is definitely not 0 feet tall, 0 inches.
Yeah, a lot of Ant-Man.
I mean, I get that his nickname is Nano, but come on, Sherdog. That's a little over the top. They are in Florida, though. I know that.
Mike Perry's not even in the top 15. Duh, I forgot about that because he hasn't had that many fights.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he hasn't had, like, humongous wins.
Wow, RDA is already number 10 welterweight in the world. That's crazy.
That is crazy. But it's because he stepped up. Safedine. Yeah, he stepped up.
I feel like Kamaru Usman should at least be number 10.
Kamaru Usman should be in top, like, 6, I think. Yeah.
He's number
Kamaru
12.
Usman is the future of that fucking division. They just don't like him because he's a wrestler.
Colby
he's the
Covington,
GSP of that division.
He's great, too, for that division.
Colby, yeah. Both of those motherfuckers. Dude, that is
that welterweight and lightweight, the 2 best divisions. I think.
Always have been. Probably always will be. They're fucking monster division. I mean, it makes sense because they're where most of the people come from. Like that, most men in North America are fucking 155 or 170 on average. You know.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of medium-sized people.
Yeah, well, or I should say they're like 170 to 185 on average, and they're cutting down.
Yeah,
that way.
Mike Platinum Perry is the number 23rd ranked top welterweight. Fights out of American Top Team or in Orlando.
Love that guy outside who's like fucking gunning down.
I'll say that again.
Motorcycle.
Mike Platinum Perry is the current number 23 ranked. I don't know, according this is Tapology. He fights currently out of American Top Team in Orlando. So yes, he is with ATT as well.
Okay.
I know ATT, if they have to put him against their own boys, they do it.
ATT Orlando is Masvidal?
That's Perry. Mike Perry.
No, I know, but is that the one Masvidal is all... No, he's at Miami. Yeah.
Miami.
Fucking, there's like 8 Florida ATTs.
There's like a shitload of,
There's Coconut Creek, there's fucking Missouri ATT or whatever with fucking... Yeah, or Atlanta with fucking...
What's the nearest one? What's the nearest one to us? Probably like LA or some shit?
No, I don't even know. I don't think there's
probably even one on the West Coast.
I think they're mostly in...
Southern and Eastern?
Yeah. Southeast. But Dan Lambert did sell out not sell out the name, but he sold the name to to franchise it and shit. But I don't know, it'll be interesting for sure. But yeah, big win for Santiago Ponzinibbio, and it'll be interesting to see who he gets matched up against next.
I think
I always love that division.
I think they would give him Mike Perry or that or Alves. Why not? Considering he's not even top 15 technically, why not?
I mean, it's not a bad
matchup. Was just 14. He'll probably move to like 13.
And you can give Mike Perry some motherfucking hype putting him in that matchup. Like, you want to bump that dude up, or either one of those dudes up. Like, Mike Perry fucking up the dude who I poke Gunnar Nelson to death is you get some Mike Perry fans in the building. So I think that'll be fun, man. So we'll wrap this segment here, and we'll play the clip of whatever I mentioned earlier before we get into our picks for this weekend's. It's UFC on Fox, right?
Yeah, I think it's called Fight Night Long Island.
Is it Fight Night Long Island, or is it UFC on Fox?
UFC on Fox Long Island.
Yeah.
Matt Sir called it Strong Island.
Yeah. Our second clip is, of course, Luke Rockhold talking about how
being a safari and loving animals.
Yeah, he just wants to fuck animals all the time. I'm pretty sure that's what Chris said. That is
exactly what I said. Verbatim.
Yeah. UFC on Fox 25.
Oh, yeah, I always get confused. It
Weidman
alternates. It goes Fight Night something and then on Fox.
If it's on main Fox, it's 25. It's UFC on Fox.
Damn,
Fight Night is FS1.
It's a good-ass card.
Yeah,
there's some real fucking good card.
There's some shit on this card. So
wow.
Especially the top. The main card is fucking solid. So we will be right back and break that down. And so why don't you guys give a listen to Luke Rockhold doing some super douchey LA type things.
Is that something that you've sort of always been passionate about, preservation and sort of stopping the poaching of animals? And I'm curious, what exactly made you so passionate about it, Luke?
I've always been a bit of a naturalist, I guess you could say. I grew up in a town like Santa Cruz, so I've been in touch with surfing and never been prone to hurting animals, I guess you could say. So it's just sad. It's really sad to see what they've done. If anyone's paid attention to what's going on with the rhinos out there, and they're chopping off their horns and using them as it's a huge market in China, and they're just poaching those things to extinction pretty much. It's sad to see what they've done, and I've had just an opportunity to go out there and do it, and something positive, something that's it's right. So I don't feel good about what's happening. So it was an easy go for me to go out there and bring awareness to that and get to do an amazing safari. In the meantime.
All right, we are back with our last segment. That was Luke Rockhold saying crazy shit about animals and how he wants to insert himself inside them. I didn't listen to it yet. I'm just assuming that's what it's about. But I feel like I got the summary pretty nailed down.
And just like Steve Irwin, he wants to die with animals in his heart.
That's right. Preferably stingrays. So we're gonna talk about the UFC on Fox 25 card. Weidman vs. Gastelum. UFC on Fox Long Island. Fucking what are the other 18 names for this card?
Strong Island.
Rumble in the Strong. Yeah. Fucking overall, I think this card's gonna be a lot of fun based on the couple fights that I'm seeing lined up. Man, yeah, there's definitely some fun stuff. So we'll start at the bottom. Frankie Perez taking on Chris Wade. Frankie
I've
Perez.
Heard these names.
Yep.
I haven't.
Out of Ricardo Almeida's gym.
I've seen them fight.
Yeah. He fought Diakese. You definitely saw him fight.
He survived.
He was only went to decision against Diakese, which that's a goddamn tall task. And then beat.
Oh wait, he fought Chris Wade and he lost for split decision in
crazy Ring of Combat.
Yep. Wow. So a rematch here.
Yeah, that's interesting that he lost a split decision.
That was 3 years ago.
Chris Wade, of course, coming off the decision losses to
over two Dagestanis.
Yep. And
Rustam Khabilov and Islam Makhachev. So
and then he has the wins over Mehdi Baghdad via RNC and Christos Giagos and Lepeng Zhang. some names in there. Nobody with like a ton of hype, really.
And he has the win over.
Aside from Kabalov and Makhachev, but those dudes, I mean, losing to those guys, you gotta imagine you just get wrestled, fucked, and beat up. Or you just get picked apart from the outside. Because they're both pretty good at both those things from what I remember. But this is... I don't know if I'm real confident either way. Going to decision with Diakese is a big fucking deal, though.
Yeah, I'll just say my pick right now. Not confident at all, but I'm going to go with Perez just because he's out of Ricardo Almeida Jiu-Jitsu, and he probably trains with Mark Henry and Matt Serra and Frankie Edgar.
You would assume.
And those killers. Yeah, I got to go with him.
I think that's probably the smart pick. I think I'm going to go with Chris Wade. He won the first matchup by split decision.
Can't argue that.
And he also
survived the two Dagestani wrestle fuckings.
Well, he did
survive them. Yeah.
And he has had a lot more experience in the UFC. Fighting dudes like Christos Jagos and Matty Baghdad and getting wins over him it's a big feather in your cap. And
Matty Baghdad's a fucking big lightweight too. He's like 6'1", 6'2".
For sure. So
and a good kickboxer. Muay Thai. He's Muay Thai.
Muay Thai, I believe. Yeah. But solid. Some solid wins and some solid contenders that he's fought against. So I'm gonna lean Chris Wade on that one. But I could, again, I'm not real confident. I could definitely see it going either way. Probably I see it going to decision again.
Then you got Shane Burgos versus Godofredo Castro.
Or Godofredo Pepe, as pretty much everyone knows him.
Ooh, I remember this guy.
Hurricane Shane.
Holy fuck, this guy had a great fight last time.
Out of Tiger Schulman.
This was an amazing fight on 210. This was great. I remember this fight.
Yep. Big win. Also fought in CFFC previously, which is rad. And ROC. Holy shit. This dude's got a ton of experience in like some high level shows. ROC, CFFC, and UFC is... That's pretty...
This is the guy who has the weird spine.
Also, huge amateur career. Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because he was kind of like this when he was fighting.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. I mean, this guy's a fucking beast. He has a hell of a chin.
Yeah. I mean, if you're getting through some of these guys that he's fought, Charles Rosa.
I've seen Godofredo Castro fight Pepe.
Yeah, Godofredo Pepe is legit. He's been showing the fuck up lately. He had that loss to Darren Elkins by decision, which, dude, that shit just happens sometimes, knowing Darren Elkins. But he's been around for a while. I mean, he has wins over Noad Lahat, Andre Feely, Mike De La Torre, Deshaun Jackson, and then those losses to Felipe Arancha, Sam Sicilia, and Darren Elkins. It does seem a bit like there's a cap maybe on him. Just looking at the three dudes he's lost to, they're definitely a different skill level than the guys he's beat.
Yeah.
But he's done so super, like, definitively and wildly in the wins he's gotten. I mean, wins by flying knee, triangle armbar, and triangle, and RNC in your last 5 is crazy.
He's definitely an explosive fighter.
All first rounds except for the Darren Elkins loss. He's wild as shit, for sure. So which one are you leaning on this?
I'm going Shane Burgos, based on I loved his performance last, and he's fucking great chin.
Yeah, Tiger Schulman, too.
Essentially against a wild fighter like Godofredo Castro. I liked Burgos' ability, at least this last fight against Charles Rosa, to keep someone up against the fence like Justin Gaethje style, man, and just keep pushing forward and fucking just throw fire. He's a very, very tall featherweight, 5'11".
Yeah, it's huge.
I like him.
He's not what's his face huge, but he's super big for the weight class.
This guy's 5'7", but he's probably pretty thick though if he's a featherweight. If like an Aldo kind of thing.
True, and also a lot of times long limbs actually hurt you on the ground more than help you, depending on positioning. Yeah. So I'm definitely
long arms too.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking Pepe in this, probably by sub. I think he is going to throw some crazy shit. He's the kind of guy who's not afraid to pull guard or just throw crazy shit, and even if you take him down, it probably makes it worse for you, kind of thing. So I am going to take Pepe, but this could definitely put Shane Burgos on the map if he is able to get a big definitive win over him in this fight. And I'm excited to see it. I think that's going to be one of the scrappier fights on the card for sure.
Then we got Charles Bronson versus Junior Albini.
Big Charles Bronson.
Yes.
We have little Charles Bronson later on with Ryan LaFleur, but big Charles Bronson,
that's right.
Timothy Johnson, taking on Junior Baby Albini.
Well, he's already called Junior, so Junior.
The way this picture for Sherdog is shot, he looks like the smallest fucking heavyweight I've ever seen. He looks like a fucking 45er.
Wait, he's a heavyweight?
Yeah.
Oh man, dude, yeah. It looks like someone shot that photo on their sweet old Motorola Razr flip phone.
Yep, pretty much. Also, he is mostly has a regional background. Albini
AFC,
does.
Who can go fuck themselves?
No, that's
what's the other one?
ACB.
Thank you. Sorry, AFC.
I did the same thing at first, but no, AFC is Aspera.
And AFC is not American Football Conference for those who are thinking that.
AFC is Aspera Fighting Championship, evidently. Although he did fight in Serbian Battle Championship, which I've seen a Serbian film, and that sounds like not a fun organization.
Miko, let's go bowling.
Yeah, exactly. Taking on Timothy Johnson. Timothy Johnson looking great against Daniel Milanchek in his last fight. That was a fucking war. Yeah, it was an awesome fight, and he earned that motherfucking decision. Speaking of which, he had another split decision just previous to that against Volkov, and the decision win against Marcin Tybura. I'm going to go ahead and take a gamble and say this fight's going to decision.
Yeah, I'm going with Charles Bronson in this one, man.
Yeah, I'm leaning Timothy Johnson as well. He just has enough of a chin and enough wrestling pedigree. I think he's going to give fits to Junior Baby Albino, or whatever his name is. Albini.
Let's just call him Baby Albino. Yeah. We gotta be like other podcasts, and you know it. We have our nicknames. Right?
Chris, we don't have to be like other podcasts. We
don't have to, but it's fun. It's fun.
I for sure want to call him Junior.
Junior Albino, dude. Junior that's an amazing creative name on like UFC 2. Junior Albino.
I definitely fought Junior Albino on Ultimate Team before. I'm positive. Junior Albino. That's solid stuff. Hey, boy. Yeah, I'm definitely leaning Timothy Johnson, by decision, because that's what he does. Probably by wall install and just mollywopping him. Holy shit, Marlon Vera's on this card.
Ooh,
he's taking on Brian Kelleher,
fucking good,
who everyone is hyped as shit on. After his win over Yuri Alcantara, where he fucking choked the shit out of him. Yeah. Super impressive. And again, with wins in ROC and CFFC, like a lot of
It's
wins.
just a guy from Long Island too? I believe so.
Yeah.
Kelleher, because I remember him on Unfiltered.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Selden, New York.
Yeah. Or he's a New Yorker.
Man, he has an extensive fucking... He was on CFFC 8. To put it in perspective, we went to CFFC 64 earlier this year. So... Man, yeah, he's had amateur fights all the way back to 2009. A lot of fucking fights under his belt. 17-7. Marlon Chito Vera is 9-3, coming off the win over Brad Pickett, which was super impressive, and the win over Guan Yu Ning. But he did have that loss to Davey Grant, and the win over Roman Salazar, which is about the last one I remember. Also previously fought in Inca Fighting Championships and Mexican Fighter Promotions. 300 Sparta MMA. That sounds like a good card. Yeah. 300 Sparta MMA. That sounds like a real solid card.
Hey, mijo, you know? ¿Qué estás tu película favorito? 300 de 300. Órale.
Oh, yeah, he was on Ultimate Fighter Latin America Season 1, too.
It was a fucking great season.
You love that season, right?
That's my favorite tough season. That's not like the regular tough line. It's fantastic. Or Tough Brazil, I should say.
Brazil is real good, too, yeah.
Yeah, Tough Latin America one's a very good season.
For sure, yeah. So Marlon Vera, I'm pretty high on, but I'm actually pretty high on Brian Brian Kelleher too. Which way are you leaning?
I'm going with the Kelleher. Yeah.
I'm gonna go Cheeto Vera just because I really like the guy.
And I remember what Brian Stan did for his daughter.
Yeah.
The charity thing. That's awesome.
You can't really pick against the guy after you hear that show, or I can't.
I think that thing happened, right? The charity thing. I'm assuming that thing happened.
I'm assuming. I didn't follow up on it.
I hope it did.
I'm sure it did. If not, I bet Brian Stan just fucking gave him the money. Brian Stan's a really good guy. So we'll keep it moving. Jeremy Kennedy, JBC, taking on Kyle Crash Bochniak. Let's see. Jeremy Kennedy, out of Canada. Recent wins over Alessandro Ricci and...
Hani?
Yeah, Mariano Becerra.
Becerra.
I don't remember how R's work.
Yeah, it's H's.
Yeah, well, but not always, though.
Oh, yeah.
So probably it's Becerra. I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Who knows?
Anyway, he is taking on Kyle Bochniak, who has the recent loss to Charles Rosa and the win over Enrique Barzola. Sorry. He does have a history in CES, which is a pretty solid organization. And he has a bunch of wins there, going back to 2013. 13. He also has a win in Cage Titans. Pretty impressive from Bochniak. Broadway Jiu-Jitsu, that's got to be a New York one, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Jeremy's 10-0, Bochniak's 7-1.
This one I actually have no clue.
Yeah, which way you leaning though? Just fucking pick one. Either way.
I'm gonna go with Kyle Crash Botch. I don't know.
Cool, I'll go Jeremy Kennedy because I don't know either.
Cool.
I probably would lean Bochniak off experience, but then again, I don't know. Like, went over to Alessandro Ricci is legit, and I don't know. I don't know either of these dudes well enough to be honest. Damon Grabowski taking on Chase Sherman. This is gonna be a fucking weird, fun fight. Polish Pitbull coming off the losses to Anthony Hamilton and Derek Lewis.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Your fellow Polak.
Yep, Damian Grabowski taking on Chase the Vanilla Gorilla Sherman with that insane fight against Rashad Coulter.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going Sherman, man, because of his chin. What he did to Coulter, that was nuts. I'm on that hype train, dude. Vanilla Gorilla, 100% for me. I gotta go Chase Sherman.
Same.
Yeah, no disrespect to Grabowski, but
yeah, no, I think Grabowski's tough as hell. Chase Sherman has a hell of a chin on him,
crazy.
And crazy heart. And
have you seen someone on Reddit know this? This guy on Twitter is on everyone's tweets.
Oh yeah,
literally, yeah. Like any fighter, John Jones, he's like the first guy to comment. He's just like following shit.
That's hilarious.
It's
I have seen him talk shit before.
No.
But he
does
everybody.
It everyone. Like I would almost any fighter. He'll do like an RDA. He'll be like, yeah, I agree. Like you'll see his face underneath it.
That's hilarious. I have seen him around a lot. I know he talks to Ariel a lot.
Yeah. But no, I'm pretty sure Chase Sherman is that guy. He's like on everyone's tweets or retweets.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, so this is when this card starts getting really crazy. That fight kind of kicks it off, that Chase Sherman fight, and then from here on out, it's kind of all fucking wars. Ryan LaFleur taking on Alex Cowboy Oliveira.
I know I've probably seen Ryan LaFleur fight.
You definitely have, a bunch of times.
The fact that he lived against Demian Maia is great. I know from what I've heard, Ryan LaFleur has good jiu-jitsu. I mean, he
definitely does.
He was with Black Zillions.
He went to decision with Damian Maia. In a 5-rounder.
I think this fight against Cowboy Oliveira is probably the most technical, right? I just don't. I mean, it'll probably be standing up for a little bit. I think it's going to be a lot of grappling exchanges. I think it just comes down to who has better jiu-jitsu, and I have no idea. That's my I have no idea who has better jiu-jitsu, so I really can't choose confidently. I don't know.
See, I think a lot of what this comes down to
I'll hate to have to agree with you, because part of me wants to ride on your pick, because I have no clue. But, yeah, I don't know this one. I mean,
I think a lot of this comes down to who has the better wrestling. Like, I feel like if Ryan LaFleur can get the takedowns, I feel like Alex Oliveira is in trouble.
He's a good-sized welterweight, wow.
Yeah, but Alex Oliveira is fucking huge.
Huge, yeah. See, part of me right now is leaning towards Alex Oliveira because I know he has decent striking, he has a decent clinch game against the defense.
Also, that fucking fighter picture on Sherdog.
That's hilarious.
It's fucking Indiana Jones whip and hat combo. Even though I think that's just rope.
Lasso.
Yeah, is that what that is supposed to be?
Yeah, it's just a lasso.
Jesus. Yeah, of course, Alex Cowboy Oliveira.
There's two consecutive fights against Tim Means.
Yep, and that win over Will Brooks, which I'm still fucking impressed by. Because Will Brooks is so goddamn tough. No one understands how tough Will Brooks is that didn't watch Bellator. That dude's so fucking tough. And Juan Canero, Ryan Flores that went over. I'm going Alex Oliveira just because I think Ryan Flores is going to have trouble with takedowns and gas.
I'm going to Alex Oliveira because of his from what I see on his feet and just his clinch work, and because I don't remember the last time I saw Oliveira fight, even though I know I have.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Fair enough. Rafael Nadal taking on Eric Anders.
Definitely not the Spanish tennis player Rafael Nadal.
Right. Also, who the fuck is Eric Anders?
I don't know. I know we just disrespected him saying that, so maybe we might get a pleasant surprise.
I just don't know who he is.
I have no idea who he is.
Although I did see the Shlemenko versus Grove card, so I've seen him fight before. So I guess I'm the asshole, really. What else is new?
Well, he's making his UFC debut.
He also has 2 wins in LFC in 2017, or LFA, which is a huge deal.
Didn't he fight Masvidal?
Yeah. Did he?
At 170? Nope, I was way off.
Whitaker is probably who you're thinking of. He fought Tim Boach, fought Robert Whitaker, Kevin Casey, and Uriah Hall. Damn, that's a lineup. Kevin Casey, back-to-back wins over Kevin Casey and Uriah Hall and Chris Camozzi before that is not bad, man. If your losses are Tim Boach, Robert Whitaker, Ed Herman, and Tim Kennedy, that shit's not bad. Going back to 2013.
Yeah,
when Tim Kennedy was a murderer.
I gotta go with Rafael Nadal based on who he's fun because I can't gamble on someone who's made a UFC debut, unfortunately.
I absolutely agree.
Unless they're like a champion outside LFA, but
yeah, I absolutely agree.
I don't know.
The only thing that makes me a little bit nervous is the fact that Rafael Nadal is coming off a first round knockout against Tim Bosch, but it's Tim Bosch, so Tim Bosch
He used to be a heavyweight.
Yeah, he just killed Johnny Hendricks recently, so. He sent Johnny Hendricks to the fucking 205 division. So.
You got Lehman or Lyman Good versus.
That's right, Cyborg Lyman Good.
Do you want to give do you want to attempt to pronounce this guy's name?
Sure. Elizu Zaleski dos Santos.
Yeah, I was gonna say Elizu too. Yeah, so Capoeira is his nickname.
Sure, that's not how nicknames work, but.
What's your nickname? I'm Chris Karate.
It's Bruce. Well, yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
there's people like
Kyle
that, sure.
Karate.
Yeah. Oh boy. So let's see. Lyman Good is coming off the recent win over Andrew Craig, and then some CFFC wins back in. Oh God, he hasn't fought since 2015.
Wait, what?
His win over Andrew Craig was in 2015, and then before that he had some CFFC wins. So he must have been.
He fucking fought like last year.
I don't think so. Lyman Good.
What?
I think he's been out for a while.
Oh, I think he popped for steroids, dude. Yeah. He's at suspension. He just got suspended. That's why.
Yep.
That's why I knew his name. He's fucking took roids.
Yeah, he got suspended.
Oh, wow.
And he is fighting, of course, that guy Capoeira that we mentioned. That I'm not going to keep butchering his name.
You know what?
Win over Amari Akhmaidov and the loss to Nicholas Dalby.
I'm going with Elisu Zaleski dos Santos because I don't trust someone who got popped by USADA. Post USADA, usually you regress a little bit. Got to go with Dos Santos. That's just my logic.
Which will come up next week.
This is a fucking great fight.
This is
hope
fight of the night. I think this or the co-main is fight of the night.
This right here, I already know who I'm gonna pick. Well, I'll just say right now, I'm going Jimmy Rivera without hesitation.
Me too.
Thomas Almeida, he has a lot of potential. I know they were criticizing him for supposedly fighting taxi cab drivers. Cody Garbrandt kind of shut off his hype train with loud effect.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair,
he's the better boxer. And
Cody does that to people.
And Cody is obviously arguably the best overall bantamweight in the world right now, at least. Arguably, I said, because we'll see style matchups and when he fights Dillashaw and Cruz again, because I think it's gonna be a battle between those three. Really,
I think it's gonna be one of those weird situations where one guy beats the other, one guy beats the other, and one guy beats the other. Yeah, it's like a weird triangle.
Yeah, but either way, I think those are the three best bantamweights in the world. Just those three.
Yeah, 100%. If you don't count DJ.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Because I think DJ could probably fuck a lot of them up.
But Jimmy Rivera, you can almost argue. Someone could probably argue top 5, maybe.
Oh, I would put him top 5 right now.
Yeah.
Just off of his strength of schedule and off of his wins.
Oh, and he hasn't lost in, let's see, how many years?
20-1. So his,
wow, 2008.
Yeah, his last loss was 2008. Although he did lose to Dennis Bermudez on the 2011 tough fight.
That was a fantastic fight too.
Interesting that it was dude, if you're losing a decision to Bermudez on tough, like.
I remember that season 2.
Sorry, it was TKO to Bermudez, but still,
that was just a big
back when Bermudez was that was back when Bermudez was a motherfucker too, back in 2011. It's not the same Bermudez that fights nowadays. Like, I would take Jimmy Rivera over Bermudez all fucking day right now.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Thomas Almeida, I don't know where this dude's head is at. He had a really good win over Albert Morales after the Cody Garbrandt fight, but Albert Morales is not a dude that tells me a lot about where you're at in the division. Like, his previous 3 fights of Yves Jabouin, Brad Pickett, and Anthony Burchak, those tell me a lot more about how he's doing in the division. Even the Cody Garbrandt loss than the Albert Morales win did, I feel like. And yeah, I just gotta go Jimmy Rivera. Just his boxing is so sharp, and his wrestling is looking real good as of late. And he's just that type of dude who will put a pace on you, and Almeida fades bad towards the end of fights.
Yep.
So I definitely like Romero. Or Rivera, which is his actual name. I don't know why. I think I was reading Chris Weidman's name when I said it, so like Romero came out of my head.
I love you.
John Vellante, Pat Cummins. Good googly moogly. This fight is weird.
Yeah. All I remember was the last John Vellante fight. He got TKO'd by Shogun.
Yeah,
which was confusing to me.
Shogun.
Because that's why it's confusing. And because John Vellante is the bigger fighter. Yeah, this is a weird fight.
Taking on Pat Cummins. Pat Cummins, of course, coming off the win over Jan Blachowicz, and then the losses to Will Nog and Glover back-to-back, which were bad.
This is a weird fucking fight, dude.
Yeah, it's a real weird. I mean, welcome to fucking light heavy. It's a weird fucking division, man. Pat Cummins out of Kings. John Vellante out of Belmore. I'm going... God. I don't even know which way to lean in this one.
I think I'm going Pat Cummins.
I think I am too.
I don't trust John Vellante.
I don't either.
I don't know. I feel like he's lazy.
I like John Vellante.
Okay, I can't talk shit. Seems like a nice guy. He's a professional fighter. I'm not. So I can't call him lazy. Okay? But I don't know why. I feel like he's lazy in the sense that he doesn't go all out when he should. You know what I mean? Like, when you've seen people fight, and I'm like, wow, I feel like this guy has an opportunity to actually, like, let his hands fly. Like, a la Wonder Boy against Woodley.
Right.
Wonder Boy could have beaten Woodley, in my opinion, if he actually fucking let his hands fly at certain points. But
yeah,
it's a chess match.
Got wrestled.
No, I know, but it's a chess match. I get it. But you know what I'm saying? No, in certain points, he probably maybe could have won in some scenarios.
Maybe.
Who knows?
It would have gone better than it did.
What ifs. Yeah. The first fight, he had a chance. But
second fight.
No. But that's how I feel with John Vellante. There's certain points where he can really look dominant, and there's other points like, what are you doing? So I gotta go with Pat Cummins. There's too many fucking
Zach.
There's Zach, there's Patrick, there's like fucking Michael. I don't know. I mean, there are.
Michael Cummins.
I think there's actually just 2. I think it's just Zach Cummings and Patrick Cummins.
But it fucks me every time. Yeah, the LA one is the one without the G, which is, again, is ironic. Because, as we heard on the Snoopcast this week, LA is all about the G. Yeah. John Vellante, I don't know. Fucking, yeah. I'll go Pat Cummins. I could go either way. John Vellante could totally knock Pat Cummins the fuck out. Pat Cummins could totally wrestle fuck John Vellante into oblivion and maybe get a TKO when he's gassed, but...
Buona suerte to John Vellante from one Dago to another.
Yeah, exactly. White people shit, y'all. So, up next, we got Darren Elkins, Dennis Bermudez. I love this fight.
This is fucking sick.
Darren Elkins win over Mirsad Bektic.
Dude, that was nuts.
Godofredo
That
Pepe
was nuts.
and Chaz Skelly and Robert Whiteford. The fucking
Darren Elkins out of Team Alpha Male, who people actually forget.
Yeah,
Team Alpha Male's been killing it.
Recently out of Team Alpha Male too. He's only been there for the last couple camps, and he's looking
Team
way
Alpha Male's
better.
been looking real good.
Dude, Justin Buchholz is a good coach.
Yeah, he's real good.
People he was awful on Tough, and people dislike him for probably decent reasons based off of his appearance on that show. But that motherfucker is a good coach. Cynthia Calvillo, another
someone who
person.
says, "Oh, you're just copying Dwayne."
He's not though,
no,
really.
He's not.
He when you listen to him corner, he's nothing like Dwayne when he's cornering. No. Of course, take on Dennis Bermudez. Recent loss to Korean Zombie. No fucking shame. Where he did get
It was like a flash KO.
Yeah, but
still.
Korean Zombie's awesome. So fucking.
Yeah, that was
what
a
are you gonna do?
return fight. Did he return from the military? No, injury. It was injury.
Yep.
It was a very long injury, unfortunately.
And then he had the win over Hani Jason. And the win over Tatsuya Kawajiri back to 2015, and then the losses to Jeremy Stevens and Ricardo Lamas. I mean, if your last three, Jesus. Actually, looking at his win over Max Holloway,
No shame
win
in
over
that.
Steven Seiler, win over Clay Guida, Tatsuya Kawajiri, Hani Jason, Mac Rice. Like, goddamn, son.
Bermudez is
dude.
Who's who?
Every one of his losses are like ever since fucking Diego Brandao in 2011 are all legit. Fucking Ricardo Lamas, Jeremy Stevens, and Chan Sung Jung. Those are your three losses in the last 3 years. Good googly moogly. That being said, I'm still going with Darren Elkins.
Same with me. I am too.
It's not the smart pick. I have to imagine the odds are probably weird for this fight because of Darren's last fight. Dennis is the smart pick in this fight, I feel like. 100%.
No, he is. 100%.
However, I just can't pick. I can't count out Darren Elkins.
I like Elkins too.
He's such a fucking crazy person, and he has so much heart. And Dennis Bermudez coming off a first round knockout, like even if he starts clipping Darren Elkins is going nowhere. He's just gonna stay in your fucking face and make it ugly as shit until you get real tired and not want to be there anymore. And I think that's gonna be the deciding factor in that fight. So I'll go Darren, probably TKO, but it could see a going decision as well.
And then you got the main event of the evening.
Yep, Crystal Woodpile Weidman.
That's still my boy.
Yeah, Generalissimo of the Lost Battalion.
Then this is easily Gastelum's like toughest fight ever. Hands down.
Maybe.
Not hands down, but
maybe. Like Neil Magny is a fucking bad style matchup for Kelvin Gastelum.
Yeah.
And that might be the hard. Oh, Tyron Woodley.
Yeah.
Also, actually, was the one. That's definitely a bad matchup for Kelvin. Although nowadays, I don't think it would be. But back then, anyway, he does have some solid wins at 185, but this is by far his hardest fight at 185. No questions asked.
This is the thing. Like, okay. I'm gonna I'll tell you who I'll pick. But then I'm going to, like, argue against myself the whole time, but I'm still going to stay with my pick.
So, like, most of my picks?
Yeah. So, I'm picking Gastelum, okay?
Yep.
Okay. But I feel like Weidman's going to win. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm picking Gastelum. That's my pick.
Right.
But I almost feel like Weidman's going to win.
Right.
Based on he's a lot bigger, great wrestling. He has got a hell of a fucking chin. Pretty hard to knock out Weidman unless you flying knee him.
True.
That's the only last time I saw him get knocked out.
Gegard.
Yes. Wow.
And to be fair,
you see what I mean?
That was I guess you can't really call that a knockout.
Because like what Gastelum was he like 5'10"? I mean he's not like tiny, but for middleweight he's like.
Gastelum is
Weidman's like
5'9".
God damn it! Wow. And then Weidman's like what?
6'2".
Jesus. Yeah. I mean. Yeah, because Weidman really is a 205er.
He is the he's right. He's one of those guys that could really use a 190.
So, like I said, I'm still picking Gastelum, and I know Argus, but if I were to pick Weidman, Well, I would just do decision, really. I think he would just wrestle fuck Kelvin or just, I don't know. It's, you know what I mean? It's a weird fight. It's a good fight, but it's weird in a sense with the stomach. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. You could probably explain it better than me. I'm just kind of more indecisive.
I'm totally on board with everything you're saying.
I think I'm choosing Gastelum because I think he's just going to point fight and just box shit out of Weidman, and this is how it's going to be.
Yeah. Well, and I just don't see...
I could see Weidman getting a couple takedowns just based on pure strength alone and his size. I could see that maybe getting a couple takedowns.
Me
and
too.
It's going to be a really close decision.
Yeah.
I know it's a fucking dumb prediction to say close decision, but yeah, like a close fight. Like a Whitaker-Romero.
Yeah.
I think it's going to go really similar to Whitaker-Romero. I feel like Weidman will get maybe 1 or 2 takedowns.
Look really sharp at the beginning.
Yes, and then after that, it'll just be... Yeah. I think it's going to look like that. That's what this fight's going to be.
I agree with you mostly, except I think Chris fades around the second, third round in most fights.
Yeah.
And I think Kelvin Gastelum's going to make that worse. However, it depends on how much of a size advantage Chris actually has over Kelvin in the grappling exchanges. Kelvin's really good at getting back to his feet. Chris will get takedowns. I think both those are absolutely gonna happen.
Yeah, he'll get some takedowns.
If Chris doesn't get any takedowns, he's fucked in this fight.
He's toast.
Because I don't see him winning without getting top control and being able to hold Kelvin down and kind of gas Kelvin a bit.
I don't see him finishing Kelvin because I'm pretty sure Kelvin's chin is fucking pretty great.
He could be a ground and pound. It's about the only way. Yeah,
because Chris does have some decent ground and pound if he gets like that full mount.
But Kelvin has a good ground game. Yeah. And he's good at recovering guard. He's good at getting up off the bottom.
So now that since we're both picking Gastelum, so if Weidman wins, great. He snaps his losing streak. What do you give him next? I say you give him a middleweight who's coming off a loss. I say you give Weidman like Jacare, probably something like that. Well, since I would say Gegard again, I would say rematch, but
he's gone. I was thinking the same thing.
I say give him Jacare.
Why don't you pull up the top 15?
Yeah, well, let's whatever they have listed.
Yeah, Jacare makes sense, but that's a shitty fight to give Longo after he gets a win.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to throw him right back into the fucking depths. That's kind of fucked up.
So, let's see. So, okay. If Weidman wins, right now he's number 5 middleweight. So, he'll stay at number 5 if he wins. So, ahead of him... Jacare, Rockhold, Yoel, that's it. Because, Whitaker's going to be out. I hope Bisping isn't a bitch and tries to fight GSP. Anyone can give him that... I don't know.
Rockhold might not be a terrible option.
Because Rockhold did mention he's like, winner of Weidman, Gastelum makes sense.
And Weidman has said he wants that fight back.
And I think Weidman would have a decent shot. Not saying that he would win against Rockhold, but if he didn't throw some spinning
theoretically,
shit.
He did have a
Because he was looking real good in that
and
fight.
he did have a broken foot during that fight, based on what he said. So, I could definitely see that.
However, since Gastelum, since we're picking him, say he wins. Right now, he's number 8 in middleweight.
Who's like 6? Who's 7 and 6?
This is hard to believe. Number 7 is Derek Brunson currently. Okay, which is nuts.
No,
I know rankings, and this is even more insulting to anyone who watches MMA. Anderson Silva, the number 6 ranked middleweight in the world, would more likely
9.
I'd say 10, 11. That's
who's 9?
David Branch. Okay, yeah, I'd say
Anderson Silva. I would put above David Branch.
Number 8. Yeah.
Who was right behind Anderson?
Brunson at 7.
Yeah, Brunson.
Who actually beat Silva, but that's just my opinion.
Brunson and Branch are probably about tied. By the way, that'd be a fun fight.
10 is Christoph Jocko. 11 is Vitor. That's fucking comedy.
Yeah, no, they're...
12 is Talis Lightus. I don't know what the fuck to say his name. 13 is Tim Boach. 14 is Uriah Hall. He shouldn't even be ranked top 15 in my opinion. Uriah Hall, no.
That division is so weird.
That division is weird. Dude, actually, you know what? Middleweight's actually, after the top, 7, middleweight is just like light heavyweight.
Even 7, it's like 5.
Thiago Santos, number 15.
Number 7 is like, it starts getting
the most insulting thing, though, is 6. Anderson at number 6, no.
Well, but that's because fucking...
I get it. He's like...
shitty journalists vote on those things.
Yeah.
And they don't actually include, legit journalists. They just include, whatever...
Either way,
shows.
If Gastelum wins, they're going to give him... they'll try to give him Anderson because they wanted that fight, which is dumb as shit. He would ruin Anderson, I think.
Yeah.
But they'll probably give him Jacare. They'll get Gastelum. They'll give him Jacare or
That's a fun fight.
They'll give him Rockhold or Jacare.
I think they'll
give him Jacare. They'll give him Jacare.
Does Rockhold have anything scheduled?
Yeah, that rumor is either David Branch or it's the or Romero, supposedly.
Well, if he beats Romero, then he's gonna get catapulted to the front of the line.
You're saying if Rockhold would beat him? Yeah, he'll
Yeah.
get a title shot after the Whitaker-Bisping fight.
But yeah,
He'll get the winner of that fight. Because Rockhold said, they asked him, like, who would you want to fight the most? He said he'd want to fight Whitaker because he feels like Whitaker's on the up end.
Yeah.
And it's the top rising middleweight in the world.
yeah, and I think if Chris Weidman wins this fight, you kind of have to set up that rematch.
Rockhold. I think they'll get Rockhold.
I think that's the way you have to
Yeah.
build that, because it's easy. It's easy money.
That's still a good fight.
Good storyline.
It's a good fight.
It's easy to sell. Like,
Good matchup,
Chris had a broken foot. Fucking Luke had staph or whatever.
And what's crazy, too, is say he were to beat Rockhold rematch, he's right back in title contention, too.
Yeah.
You have to be. So.
Yeah, which is, again,
I
insane.
would pick him against Bisping. Would I pick him against Whitaker? Probably not.
I don't know if I pick him against
Actually,
Bisping.
well, yeah, because Bisping does have good boxing.
Bisbing's got good boxing and good...
and good takedown defense, huh?
Well, and just good volume, which
Yeah.
is which seems to be a problem for Chris.
Yeah.
Although,
Either way, this is one of the most important fights in the division, really.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna be more excited for this card, and I
Maybe
am.
not,
I'm pretty excited for the main card, but undercard little underwhelming. I am excited for the main event, and I'm excited for Jimmy Rivera.
Oh, dude, this sucks. The main card actually starts at 5. Fuck.
No, really?
So I'm gonna have to go straight from work. So let's see. The main card, Jimmy Rivera, that fight will be on at 5. 5:30,
Wow.
Spencer Cummings. 6 Dennis Muse. 6. Wow, the main event's only is at 6:30. Fuck me.
Wow.
Wow. God damn it.
That's pretty early on.
That sucks. Fuck.
Well, hopefully I will have our podcast out before the prelims start. I evidently am editing tonight so that you guys can have it by tomorrow morning. So look for that coming up in the future. Chris, anything else you want to touch on before we wrap?
No.
Perfect. Well, we will be back next week. We will, of course, recap this card that is happening this weekend. We'll also talk about next week's Dana White Tuesday Night Contender Series because I really fucking like that show. We will talk about what offensive shit Snoop said or did that time and how he is in love with Laura Sanko. And we will go ahead and wrap this here. But if you guys want to find us, you can find us on our website, thesoundofviolence.com. Hit us up on Twitter, tsovpod.com. Email the show, sovpod@gmail.com, or chris@thesoundofviolence.com. Jesus, we're on iTunes, Stitcher, we're on Google Play, we're on... I don't know, fucking everything I could apply for. If there's any podcast players that we're not on, let me know and I'll make it happen. So I hope you guys have been enjoying it. Hit us up. Let us know what podcasts we should be listening to. Let us know how we're the fucking worst. And until next time, everybody, go do something decadent. We out. Peace.